Hello, everyone, and welcome to the World Cup on Custom Tracks, the grand finals. We have Asia Pacific taking on US North. I haven't been keeping up with Custom Tracks that much, but I'm very excited to see what there is to see, and I have a lovely, knowledgeable, and skilled co-commentator with me here to help out.
Yeah, I'm ready to cast the finals. It should be a good match today. We have the number one seeded team playing in Asia Pacific, and US North, who just came off of a win versus the second seed Team Canada. So should be an interesting match. They have Brody back in their LU for today. Brody missed a couple of matches, but um, he's back now for the grand finals. So it should be interesting. I'm ready to see how it goes. And yeah, I think we can just talk about the teams. Let's get right into it.
Let's see who's putting their hat in the ring today.
So for Asia Pacific, we got Locky, MHS, Ops, Val, and Star bagging. This is pretty much the LU they've used the entire World Cup. I'm not sure if they've used it every match, but this is like standard main LU for Asia Pacific, and they got first seed, so it's been working out for them. They have a lot of skilled players here. We have Locky, who is their highest scorer. I think he was averaging over 36 points a GP, which is massive. Averaging almost 110 in a match is really, really great. Pretty new CT player, but uh, rising up the ranks pretty quick. I think he peaked diamond in lounge. He has like a 95 average. He's totally coming up the ranks. So someone to keep your eyes out for. Um, Second, we got MHS. MHS and Locky are the two best players on this team by a decent margin, I would have to say. MHS is really, really good. He was always playing for. He's been playing for a couple of years now, but he took a break as of recently, and he just came back about a couple of weeks ago for the World Cup specifically. Um, and I mean, he's been showing up. He's been showing out. He's been doing a great job all World Cup, and I think he peaked master in lounge. Like two really good players here for Asia Pacific, and to fill out the team, they have Ops and Valkyrie, which are great third and fourth runners. I mean, Ops is really good at hitting other players, and he kind of has a niche playstyle, and it makes him a little bit unpredictable. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in today's match. Someone to keep your eyes out for. I'm not sure who the POV is. I didn't double check, but um, if it's Ops, make sure you keep your eyes peeled because he'll be making some massive plays. And then Valkyrie, just a solid fourth overall. Uh, I mean, there's not really much to say. I mean, he just kind of rounds out the LU very nicely, and definitely can put up some big points. I've seen him score quite a lot of points in a couple of matches. So, and then they have Star bagging, and Star has he's been doing pretty good this World Cup, getting a lot of shocks for the team. I mean, the shock is the most powerful item, and Star seems to get them pretty frequently. And I mean, maybe that's part of their success um, to being the number one seeded team. But overall, just like a really solid LU here for Asia Pacific. And I would be interested to see how they do in this match or these matches. It's a BO3. And I think they have a solid chance of winning. I mean, they were the first place team. So maybe you have something to add on that, Torp.
No, they've been really impressive. They went 8-0 in the round robin stage, winning their matches by around 60 points on average, which I was pretty surprised to see. I would have expected that the US teams, even though US is split up into three like regions for this tournament, I would have expected the US teams would at least one or two of them would be able to take them down. But these guys are gaming as of late. Lockheed's been great, MHS has been great. Um, so it's gonna be exciting. But we can go ahead and check out our other squad here.
Yeah, so US North, they just won a semifinals match yesterday versus Team Canada, who is the second place team without Brody. Uh, which is very impressive from them. But their main LU here, pretty much their main LU. They have a couple of other good players. They have a good depth on their roster, but I would argue this is their core players. So it's Brody, Noelle, James, Tetrox, and Krusty. And we're just going to start at the top. Brody, everybody knows Brody. He's a staple player at this point. I would argue he's the best in this room by quite a big margin. Even though Asia Pacific has some really good players, I would argue Brody's just much better. I mean, there's a reason he hits Grandmaster every season. There's a reason he MVPs D1 every season. And I think US North would be very happy to have him back for grand finals. I don't see why they wouldn't. So we don't have a Brody POV, of course, but definitely someone to keep your eyes out for, and probably, if I had to guess, probably going to be the MVP of this room and specifically for this team. Um, but we'll move down the roster. Enough glaze. We got Noelle or Jas Azari. They go by a couple different names. Kind of a newer player. They've been playing for a couple of years now, but only in the last little while have they really, gone to new lengths. I think they hit diamond this season. They were one of the top players in Lounge. They um, had like a 90 average, something like that. Pretty solid overall. And I think they actually MVP'd the last couple of matches for them. Or just like in general, I think they're like the biggest scorer on US North since Brody wasn't playing. Um, and James, I'm not sure if this is James US. Do you have any idea, Torp? Is this James US or is it
I
James
think,
Chan?
you know, I don't wanna speak too soon. I think it's the Triton James, Mr.
Okay, okay.
James US.
James US, yeah.
That's what I've read. That's what I've been
Mhm.
told.
Okay.
If it's
So
wrong, it's not my fault.
okay, we'll run with it. So James US uh actually just 120 to versus Canada in their last match, the semifinals last night, putting up a huge dominating performance. I mean, he's the reason they're here right now. Um, and I mean, James has been playing the game for years and years and years. Maybe Torp can speak more on that, but ever since, I mean, before me, for forever he's been playing, and I mean, the wisdom and the knowledge that he probably carries in this match will be pretty massive. Doing a lot of, I think he'd be doing a lot of schlagging, that kind of stuff in the back, doing the dirty work for the team to let his other runners kind of score. But someone to keep your eyes out for, of course. I mean, he's been playing with Triton for the longest time. He was playing on RN. Like, he's been at the top of the game for quite a long time now, and I think that's going to show through in this match. Tech Trucks, another really solid player, kind of rounds out the team very nicely. They don't really have any really weak members on their team, I'd argue. Like, it's pretty. I mean, they have a standout player in Brody, but the rest of their team is pretty equal and pretty solid. And Tech Trucks just played in the D1 or Custom Track Cup D1 finals not too long ago with MI, making it all the way to finals. So he has a lot of experience in these good rooms, and I mean, just something to look out for. He's going to be our POV for US North, so it'll be interesting to see how well he does. Um, and yeah, we're gonna talk about the bagger. We got Krusty. Krusty has been an amazing bagger. I mean, he plays D1 RTs in AI, or and he just has a lot of experience bagging. He knows all the strats on CTs. Um, and I think out of the two baggers, I would actually favor Krusty over Star. So the shock being the most important item, which is really important, that Krusty, can get the shock for them, and I think that's going to make the difference in these matches. Maybe you can add more on to that.
Yeah, I definitely agree that it seems like Brody, if he, performs at the level we're used to seeing, he'll kind of take this room by storm, and it's going to be whether Asia Pacific can kind of figure out how to shut him down and not let him, play his own game and be comfortable. But I think the team is really well rounded. From my somewhat limited time playing with James, he's a great team player as well. These other new guys are, kind of that hungry new breed of CT players who have been getting really good over the past few years. Since my time, these guys have shot up through the ranks, and it's very impressive to see them reach a stage like this. So I'm looking forward to see how they perform, how they represent their country, of course. Um, and yeah, it is also cool to see Krusty achieving such a high level on custom tracks as well. I never really thought of him as a CT player, but he's been helpful for this team so far. So we'll see how he performs too.
For sure, yeah, and I think US North kind of having that, the difference between like the newer and the old gen players is going to make a big difference in this war. Different perspectives coming through. But we're starting the match. We've got 10 in room. If we had to make a prediction, Torp, what would we predict in this BO3 here?
As a resident of US North myself, I got to go with my home team here.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fault you. I think they're very good, but I got to take the opposition. I'm going to go with Asia Pacific. They did finish. They haven't lost a match yet, so I mean, it's kind of hard to bet against them, you know. So
Mhm. That's true. I think that for the sake of this tournament, they are the top seed, but in the history of Mario Kart, there's pretty much always like a USA team in the finals of whatever World Cup it is, usually on regs, whether they're
mhm,
playing Japan or England or whatever. There's usually at least one USA team in the mix, so I would say that it would be cool for the narrative for an Asia Pacific team to win the World Cup. I think that'd be pretty cool.
for sure, yeah, and we're already into the first race here. We've got a golden in seventh for Ops. He's just gonna golden up. Not a bad play. Tech Trucks is in first. Gonna try and get some more frontal presence. We do see a back fib. He lands it onto Locky actually in third there. But I mean, this golden's just gonna be too powerful. And the ground shrooms from his teammates get him into first. We do see a snipe come out. He snipes himself too. And it's going to be a US North in top three at the moment. But if we do take a look at the mini map, we see Star driving away with the shock in ninth. So although US North is up there, we could see a race swinging shock here from APC. And I mean, they're most of the bottom spots. They're bottom four right now. So they're just going to be chaining through dodges.
Yeah,
Maybe US
it's gonna
North will.
Shock's gonna be very important. I think if US North can use this lap to spread out the pack and hit some back spams, then maybe they can get far enough ahead that if there is a shock, it won't be too powerful, but we'll see. This is gonna be one dodge burned already just from this TC exchange, which is losing them a lot of time.
They do up to call it, but two of US North
Ground star
predicting.
drop.
Oh my god, massive play from Krusty. And we were just talking about this. How Krusty's a D1 RT player. He knows he's played KC a couple of times. He knows about the strength in drop stars, and he drops it for top two. So although we have a massive shock coming out for Star, they're not going to be able to catch them. In fact, they're breaking away in top two here. And I mean, they're running out of time. This blue's coming out, but it might not matter. I mean, there's not that much time left in the race. And it looks like it's going to be Tech Shock's dodging it, or getting blued. So, um,
Yeah, you should be safe. No combos up here on the rail, so it's going to be a top two. What a play from US North to start the match. That is awesome. For anyone who missed it, Krusty got hit by the Piranha Plant, I think, on the last turn and dropped a star, which his teammates slowed down to share in top two. They both picked up that star and dodged, and because their team was top four, no one on Asia Pacific saw that happening, so they just got to win the race for free and completely counter their opponent's shock. That was a crazy play to start off the war.
yeah, and I mean the level of communication you need to pull off something like that is just insane. Um, you know, calling out the ground star, let alone, and then not like flip tricking off the ending ramp or whatever, and then splitting the star to dodge in top two. And even a blue coming out is not going to stop them, and it's going to be a top 2-5-6 for US North. And I mean, you could not ask for a more exciting race one to grand finals of World Cup. I think that's pretty much as crazy as it can get. Um, and it's only race one. We still have the whole match to continue. So um, probably going to see a Color Wonderland come out here. If you're US North, you'd have to guess Brody's starting in first, and they are starting top two. But they opt to go final grounds. Maybe that's just maybe they have faith in their bagger. Maybe they know Krusty's going to get back before Star, and um, maybe they don't want to burn Color Wonderland this early either. I mean, it's only race two, and there's no repicks for all three of these matches, but Spooky Swamp gets picked anyways. Um,
It'd be great to see these teams have to dig a little deeper into their bag. With the no repicks, you kind of have to be good at a lot of different tracks instead of relying on a few, which a lot of CT players and teams have thrived off of that in the past. So it's gonna be cool to see some variety as the races go on. But we get Spooky Swamp here. This is the reset track for Team APC.
Yeah, and Valkyrie quickly pulling a shroom and bumping both of US North out of top two. So it's going to be an APC top two pretty much right out of the gate. And this shroom's only going to increase their lead. So massive shroom pull for Valkyrie there. And he might even have more. Um,
Yeah, I think the name of the game here again, kind of like Festival Town, you take your early cut, and then if you can backspam around that one dock section to build the lead. Otherwise, USA is going to be trying to catch up with some late shrooms.
for sure. We do see James taking the two shroom cut, though, which is massive. I mean, that cut saves so much time. You see he's actually in first, breaking up the APC top two already. But it looks like it's a one bottom three for US North at the moment. And if we take, or sorry, it looks like Musty was back here, and Ops actually failing the cut, so it's going to bring the pack a little bit tighter. And if we look at the mini map, we do see a US North in 10th at the moment, so maybe we'll see a Krusty Shock. We did see a blue come out, but this TC is going to take Tech Trucks out. I mean, there's not much he can do.
James is going backwards for a box. Hard to see exactly why he chose to do that, but pack beginning to spread out a little bit as Noelle
And it's
stays in first.
yeah, and it's a one bottom three for US North here, so has to go wide to break the side ride. Very well played. But I mean, Ops is just going to catch up for ever so slightly.
Maybe a chance to make a play here. Could go for a snipe. We'll see. Oh, this POW could be big if they time it right, but it looks like it's a little early. They were trying to get Jas on the landing there,
Yeah,
and the
and
bounce
actually,
was really bad for Ops too.
yeah, not going to be able to take the cut. And that cut's pretty important. I'm not too sure. We might see a shock in 9th from Asia. They seem to be going forwards on the minimap. I wasn't too sure if he failed the respawn or if he's just going to chain in 9th now. But US North definitely don't have the shock, and Star is driving forwards. So
Yeah, hard to say what the APC shock game plan is though. They're 2-3-5. Doesn't look like they're holding any dodges in like a threatening position. There's someone taking the golden strat. That's James. So you'd have to hope that they can find a way to use shock to actually gain spots here because there's no guarantee on how they're going to win this race right now if they don't have any dodges in these
for
high
sure.
spots.
And this triple shrimp pull coming out is absolutely massive. I mean, he's just going to take the triple shrimp cuts. We do see Valkyrie in last, chaining 8th place boxes, so maybe we'll see a late dodge coming out from him. But I mean, APC, they're in winning spots right now, right? They're 1-3-4, and he's still taking the cut. So we could see an Ops get into first here, which
Yeah,
would
we'll
be
see.
massive.
Good use of the last shroom, getting to the front. They're going to hold shock until this top two is safe. It's top three now. Here's the blue. They might cancel it unless they think he can get to the line in time. And they do. It's a late cancel, though. James was dodging that shock anyway. And they actually did pretty well to cancel it until the top two was, or to wait until the top two was safe. Well
Yeah,
done, I will say.
and
Very well done.
I think it's actually a 1-4-5 for APC because MHS got caught in the blue on the line. So unfortunately, they kind of have to cancel the blue, right? Because he's going to get last, and two of your teammates are getting blued on the line. But that dodge and prediction from James is just too strong. So very good job from US North there. You know, using the star to cover the blue cancel. And you see MHS did get caught in the blue, and he gets 5th instead of a top 2. So it's only a 1-4-5-7 for APC instead of a top 3, which is what it was on the last turn. So
Yeah, it's been very competitive. Neither team has really had a way to get an edge right now. It looked like they were going to be safe with that top three, but the counterplay was there. They had the blue and the mega, and James did very well to even have a. I mean, maybe this is inaccurate. He might have just pulled it last set, but to be close enough to the front where you can have a mega and save it for the very end of the race like that is not super easy on that track with all the shortcuts. So gotta give some credit.
for sure. And we do see a Glimmer Express Trains pick from US North here. One of the better 2-3 tracks in the game. You know, sometimes you can just bump them out of first. But I mean, the players here, it's the difference between living in Europe and or in Asia and living in the States. So maybe maybe like although it is good for second, they might not be able to pass them just because of the lag, you know? So it'll be interesting because frontal presence is massive on this track. We might see Brody go for the little side trick strat at the beginning to get into first, but um, I mean, there's
Yeah,
not too
that
much they can do.
that shroomless cut may be a factor in who controls the front here. That's I want to say not new, but a relatively newer strat that people go for sometimes. We'll see. It's going to be a giant cluster on this rail. James
Yeah,
gets
we see.
nanned out. Ops did well to avoid that. Lockie went for the fast strat and I think failed, so it's going to be US North in first for now. We'll see if Ops can survive with the shroom long enough to take the cut and pass into first.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to do anything too risky. I mean, he gets nanned, but that's really not that bad. He's on a boost panel, so he's just gonna hold this and maybe, uh, just don't get hit, right? And you're gonna be in first. So you can see he's
Yeah.
driving wide. He's playing safe. We do see a 1-3-4. We see Krusty in 10th on the mini map. And I mean, shock is massive on this track, right? So
And
if
Pack
you're
is
US,
really spread out. Look at this. There's so many people who, I guess, just got beat up at the start there. So this first place is going to be extra powerful now. Going to be harder for other people to catch up. But here's Brody trying to make something happen. I think he had maybe triple shrooms off the start, and so he's going to use his remaining shrooms to get up there. Could even potentially have a shroom at first if he just used
yeah,
two.
you'd have to imagine he does, right? Because um, he's only done 2 shrooms worth of cuts right now. So maybe he's holding one, maybe he burned it. I mean, either way, right? Like this red might connect, and then it doesn't even matter if he has a shroom in first. So
Yeah, we'll
um,
see if Ops recognizes that and just throws the red in this wide open area here. Or opting not to. I guess he knew that there was a blue incoming, so we'll see if Brody dodges it. And
and he
no, he
doesn't.
didn't.
Yeah. And good,
So again,
good awareness from Ops. You know, slowing down, gets the combo,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
a one
yeah.
three four for APC. Tries to take out Jazz, but isn't able to.
Might have preferred saving that for the rail, but oh, there's another blue. Anyways, first place is gonna change hands once again.
Yeah, and it seems like it's most of US North up there. I think it's a 1-3-4 for US North. And you know, they're just going to be cycling these mid spot boxes trying to get shrooms. The cuts save a little bit too much time. We do see another blue get pulled, but uh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's an APC in first, but because
Yeah,
I don't see
either
the
way,
blue
the item's
chains.
going in favor of APC right now with the blue and the TC. It's pretty likely that we'll see a USA player take a cut into a top spot again, and maybe that blue will be a factor later. But
Hmm.
for now, Tech Shock's holding this mega. Could be a sign that his team has shock.
And I think he, oh, a little bit rough there. Definitely just have to use the mega. I mean, I know, I think they do have the shock, but yeah, we do see it come out.
Interesting. That shot got it got Lockie and Brody onto the ramp. I would imagine if USA had it, they would have had Brody call himself onto the ramp there to maybe try to gain a spot.
Well,
We'll
it was
see.
definitely a US shock, but they were taking the cut in top two, so they had to burn it early, just to make sure they couldn't take the cut. I mean, US North are still 2-3. It looks like Brody's going for lines rather than a box. Maybe gonna try and force him out, but he's a little bit too far ahead for that. I would imagine. Um,
We'll see. You know that Tektrox is itching to go for a snipe here around his teammate, maybe. Chance at a top two if he can hit him. Could
yeah,
maybe on the
maybe on
right
the.
here he's gonna throw it, or on the left now. Oh, he's too disciplined. I wanted to see some action there, and it's gonna be a last second dodge for APC, pulling the second shock very quickly after the first one came out to secure top two, I think.
Yeah, I mean that was pulled like 30 seconds exactly after the first one got used, and Brody getting nanoed on the last turn, so he wasn't able to get second, and them APC dodging into top two on the line. So. Uh, I mean, that's what happens when you use an early shock, right? Um, I don't understand too much on why Tektrox would opt to barrel into the fib and not use his mega if they were just going to chain at the next set anyways. Maybe like a panic call from Brody or something like that once he sees APC going for the cut in top two, which is why Locky got onto the ramp or whatever. But only a top two, bottom two for APC. So although um, they did dodge last second, kind of damage control from US North. I mean, -5 or -3 depending on the baggers. I think it was a -3. So you can't be too upset at a -3 race when they're dodging last second, right? Um,
Yeah, that's a good point. They definitely a missed opportunity there for US North. I think Tektrox just wins the race for free if he just megas early and then and, it doesn't really have to even be like a discrete call, right? They just get Brody into set or just call it randomly as long as he dodges and breaks
mhm,
away.
for sure.
Um,
And he did chain a POW in fourth and kind of just POW'd Brody in the air instead of trying to target POW anybody. Just kind of playing safe there. But you know, maybe he has to play a little more risky and try and get a target POW on first. But I mean,
right.
POW 4 kind of an unlucky chain, honestly. Um,
Yeah, it can be tough in situations like that when like your team has a plan as to what shot you want to use, and then something like that fib happens where it's like, well, if I use my mega, we have to change the plan, and sometimes you don't want to do that. But you got to make that decision
mhm.
as to like whether or not it's actually worthwhile to improvise.
For sure, for sure. And we do see a Delfino Island come out. I think US North actually picked this a little bit risky because APC can get ground shrooms in first here, but it doesn't look like they do. It looks like 0 ground shrooms pull out, or get pulled out. And I think we do see a couple cut takers, but only James makes it. I think most of APC actually failed. We see a bottom two break on the minimap. It's a 1-3-4-5 for US North at the moment, and it's just ops up here. But triple Nanas is a good pull. It does Nana one.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's a really bad spot to get Nana. That guy lost a lot of time there having to slow down to make the strat. Very high risk, high reward approach here from APC. Can't say that I agree with it, but maybe if they had the confidence to take cut, then you know, you can't falter them too much, but
for sure.
they're going to have to do some catching up here, which really they have so much time. I don't think that this is insurmountable at all on this track.
100%. But we do see a top 2-4 for US North. APC's Bagger Star actually in 10th right now. So uh, exactly what you want to see if you're them, I guess, right? Like you almost need the shock to catch up. US North are top 3 breaking away. Brody probably doing some schlag work in the back of the pack right now. And if they don't get a shock or, oh, I think one of US North actually just fell off. Um,
Yeah,
and
that's
we just,
tough, and they're dodging up. So APC
yeah,
going to be totally fine in this race. Going to be probably first after all that.
yeah, I mean it's hard not to catch up when you're bill dodging, right? They do pull an early shock out, which isn't a bad idea because Star needs to get back, right? You know that you need to respawn to get back as a bagger, so they opt for an early shock. And when US North is top 3, you almost have to use an early shock. Um,
Yeah, they can't afford to keep getting schlagged, and they do have a chance to pull a second one later on. This is going to be a good spot for them with ops taking cut. If US don't have shrooms, and I don't think that anybody in their right mind would go for shroomless at this stage in the game.
for
Could
sure,
be
I think we
APC back in the front.
yeah, and we just saw I think a snipe out on MHS, Jazz sniping him out of first or redding him, one of the two. But a good
Oh,
red coming out. It's gonna get redded off. It's gonna be a US North top 2, a top 3 from US North, and
yeah, ops was trying to win that race there, and it's just not meant to be. But there is the second shock. TSing James out of first on that strat. Tektrox goes around. Definitely going to drop some positions here. I don't know if anyone dodged up to the front for Asia Pacific. It looks like it's still all US North up there.
yeah, maybe just a shock into sets. And that triple reds here is pretty much the
It's
best
so
pull he could
good.
have
Yeah.
gotten. Yeah,
It's a giant open area. It's like yeah, ducks on a
for sure.
pond.
Oh, but his
But he
teammate
gets backed by his
backrands him.
teammate and the TC combo. Oh no.
And we did see a blue come out, but uh, a 1-3-4 for US North here. Kind of a little bit of self-destruction there, right? I mean, they were top 4 break, and just gets past the TC, gets backraned by his own teammate, and yeah, I mean, that's not what I would have expected, right? I would have just expected them to coast to the line, maybe one shrimmer up. But you're top 4 with triple reds in fourth. Like, how do you not get top 4 there? Um,
Yeah, I think that USA, given that the other team got two shocks, I think they played that race great up until the very end, where they left a lot of points on the table, which is not, obviously not good. Not what you want to be doing. Um, I think that when the other team is, pulling out all these resources and all these kind of desperate maneuvers like TSing your top three in the same spot, um, if you can win a big race like that, it just kind of shows that the other team has no answer, right? But since they kind of fell apart a little bit, I think that Asia Pacific is not going to feel too bad about that race, even though it started off really bad and they still lost it. But as far as like momentum goes, I think US North uh, really left a lot on the table there. Missed
For
opportunity.
sure, for sure. But I mean, overall, a well played race from US North. I mean, the other team starting top 2, there was no ground shrooms at the beginning. James made the cut, he made the shroomless cuts, got into first, and then US North kind of just breaking away, to be completely honest. I mean, 2 shocks, and they still couldn't catch them. They were still top 4 after both shocks. Um, so almost you're almost happy to get like a 2-4 there if you're APC, even though you use 2 shocks, like because I mean that could have been so much worse, right?
Yeah,
Like a
it could have been a
-10
lot
race.
worse.
Yeah, a -10 race is not that bad when a -30 is staring you in the face, right? Um, but we see Cruel Angel Thesis come out. Similar to like Gardens on RTs, most players are going to be bagging early on here to get shrooms. The cut just saves too much time. And yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see one of each team run, but most of them are just going to be bagging for shrooms. And you see everybody's hop starting. They know the cut saves too much time to pass up. And Yeah, I mean, there's not much really to say until they take this cut. The game,
Yeah,
I think
there's
the game
not
is just get
nothing.
shrooms.
There's no indication as to like who's doing well up until the cut actually happens. Because yeah, it just saves so much. It's like Gardens times like 5.
For sure, yeah. And we did see Locky actually getting TC'd in the back there. Um, these triple shrooms could be massive. This two shroom cut does save quite a lot of time, but he opts to just chain them. Maybe an indicator that they're already in first, you know, like he doesn't need to sweat to get into first. He's just going to try and kill most of them. And this bomb could be massive. We'll probably see him not trick here and then throw a bomb up or something. And we do see exactly that. He bombs both
Oh,
of
that is
them.
huge. The double. And this POW is it's interesting. He's so far ahead that like I don't think it's worth it to make a play, but yeah, he's just gonna burn it and get his teammate in the air. But that's a huge play from Ops. And like you said, the recognition that his teammate's already in first, if he can just take out the opponents behind him, now all of a sudden they're gonna be top two breakaway after this shroom. But again, the cut, on this last lap here, it does save so much that this top two is not safe by any means. But if you just get multiple shrooms in a row, I guess it's not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit lucky from Ops there, being able to take both of the cuts, actually. Um, and we don't see a US North shock, so Ops is just going to break away here. I mean, we could probably switch the POVs because he's just going to be solidified in first.
Yeah, he's
Um,
just time trialing right now.
yeah, completely. There's really no way to catch up at this point, right? We do see a 2-3 for US North. Brody reading out Locky there, so we do see a 2-3-4 now. Pow getting them after the set. Definitely a Locky or MHS Pow there. Brody opting to Schlag. Gonna red Locky out. Good red. Good stop red.
Yeah, but Locky, I guess, had more shrooms afterwards to take another cut, and James got backed by something, even though there was no
Yeah,
one near him. I wonder if there was just a fib there.
I think maybe like a timed green from Ops in first. And I mean, before the match even started, I was talking about those niche plays from Ops, right? Timing a green and getting him out is a massive play there because they're going to be top two. And Locky being able to break all three of these reds. Oh, only
Oh,
two.
but hit the tight Nana.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's going to send him into last,
that
actually.
that hurts
So,
for him. Yeah,
not last,
US
sorry.
North gonna get 2-3. The shock after the ramp,
Great shock if you're
and the race
Asia,
turns
right?
around even more.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a top 2-4-6 for Asia Pacific. And I mean, it's kind of, I mean, not, I kind of expected that, right? I mean, Asia Pacific pretty much played that race perfectly. Ops getting a little bit lucky in first, but timing that green onto second place is absolutely massive because they were just top two afterwards. I mean, Tetrox did get triple reds to red Locky out, but it still a great race. I mean, a top 2-5-6, or sorry, a top 2-5-7, not bad at all, and that's going to catch them up. They were down a little bit, but they're only -3 now. And I mean, you can't get a much closer war, right? Like,
Yeah, no, this is tight, tight as can be. I will say, um, I think that a tendency that people have, those players that you talk about who do like niche, unexpected things, is sometimes you do too much, right? And I think that the Nana back tight on the ramp, um, it's not a bad play, but it's hard to really imagine a scenario where that play is going to accomplish anything, right? And it was very
mhm.
unfortunate for them that Locky was trying to go as tight as possible there to break that red, and he happened to hit his teammate's Nana off the ramp.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, also Brody using his mega to cover the last set shock, but then Asia just using it even later, right? And shocking him out of his mega and getting them onto the ramp and dodging Valkyrie to get the top two. So uh, kind of hard for Brody honestly to play around that, right? He has to use the mega because if he doesn't and shock comes, then it's kind of like a punch in the face. But Asia Pacific just completely dominating that last race. And I mean, Ops was kind of the MVP of it, right? The bomb, the timed green. Unlucky with the Nana, as Torp said, just kind of doing a little too much. But if getting a top 2-5-7 is nothing to complain about, and catching them right back into the war. We see Banshee Boardwalk come out, um, a really good runner here. There's not any shortcuts at all, actually. So it's going to be hard for him to catch up. He does schlag him out, though. Very good Nana. I think he actually took his box, too. Um, but a green up, and James
Yeah, that
getting
green is
random greened.
terrifying. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's such a tough spot for both of them, honestly, because you want to slow down to avoid the green, but you don't want to concede and let the other person, end up at first at the end of it. But still
for
Ops in
sure.
first. Tektrox getting hit as well, so Yeah, like you said, not a lot of catch-up potential on this track, aside from dodging.
For sure, and
So
it's important to note that Krusty actually got Bill going backwards. So, oh, a nice green. Okay, let me continue. Krusty actually got a Bill, so Star was able to golden into 10th, and it's kind of breaking away right now. We might see an Asia shock, and we do. Locky dodging, uh, MHS dodging too. They're going to get into top 4 off of that. I don't know if they necessarily needed to use that, but maybe they're confident in Star getting a second shock here. I mean, he is in 10th, right? So. Um, and I mean,
Mhm.
getting into a top 4 lead on a track with no shortcuts is never a bad idea. It looks like MHS does get hit out though. Um,
Expecting like a super schlag happening right there. You had all four of the opponents on that tiny path, but the green is going crazy, and
the
Valkyrie putting in work too.
the random green actually getting all 3, and a bomb comes out that's just going to make them even further ahead. We see top 4 again for APC, and Star is in 10th still. So, I mean, they're running out of time. There's only one lap to catch up, and this POW kind of, I mean, they kind of have to use the POW. They're gone in 8th. MHS getting target powered, but honestly, I think MHS should be bagging here, right? I mean, there's no reason to just give them bottom 4 boxes for the rest of the race. I mean, you kind of want to get those 6th or 8th place boxes and do a little bit of schlagging, or prevent a late shock. Um, Star still is in 10th. Krusty falling off with Bill. They pretty much need to cheese a shock in 9th here if they want any sort of catch, or if they want any hopes of catching up. But I think Star has it, so it's just gonna be a breakaway in top 3. U.S. North cycling boxes in the mid spots. They're just trying to get the blue. That's their only hope at this point. Um,
Yeah, and I wouldn't even be surprised if APC has a Schumann first by now, given how long that they've had. So this is pretty much hopeless. We'll see how hard APC can capitalize off of this, if it will be a top 4 or something close. Um, if they have a player holding a dodge, it could be really good. If they're holding the blue, then it will be hard to do much, but it's at least a top 3. And there's the
mhm.
last second shock. It looks like there was one dodger there.
Yeah, it's gonna be dodging MHS, and he's gonna start James off, so it's gonna be a top 3-6 for Asia, and I mean, pretty much perfectly played, right? Like
Yeah.
Valkyrie, I mean, a little bit lucky. Obviously, you got to get a little bit lucky, but um, the random green taking out James lap 1, right? He was their only high spot. We see an early shock dodging 2 of APC. We see a back bomb getting pulled out on the guy in 4th when you're already top 3 break. And I mean, that's going to put them in the lead. They've been down since race 1, but they've crawled back and they're actually up 20 points. Um, and I mean, you could not ask for anything better. These last 2 races have just gone too well for them. Um, and I said that MHS got to slow down, get those 8th place boxes so we don't see a late U.S. North shock dodging them, or to catch the top 3. And we did see a shock come out on the last turn, and only MHS dodged. So I mean, he did exactly that, right? Slow down, get those 8th place boxes, get those stars, and not allow US North to have any room to catch up really. And we might see a skyline pick here from APC, and the snowball potential is just huge, right? I mean, they snowballed off of the last race into a banished or abandoned boardwalk, and or what Banshee boardwalk, whatever that track's called, and they got a top 3 off of it, and now it's picking skyline, so they're just going to be able to snowball even further. Um, and US North kind of need to make a stop on it, right? I mean, there's 6 races left, but you can't let them run away with it. Um,
Yeah, it really, really tough spot for them. You have to make sure if you're in this spot as the team starting in bottom 3 that you don't get too desperate, right? It's not just about holding A and going as fast as you can and trying to brute force your way up to the front. You do sometimes have to have 1 or 2 people drop and secure good items. We'll see if they are able to get anyone up there right now. Somebody just got backed. I don't see any early shroomers here. Still top 2. This TC is very bad. He's definitely going to get back here going for the pass.
yeah,
And
I
yeah,
mean,
it's just a cascade of US players spinning out on the map right now.
for sure. And I mean, he kind of has to play risky, right? His teammates are all around him. He needs to give it to top 2, but I mean, that's a pretty much 100% chance he gets back there. And we actually see an APC top 4 right now, with both baggers kind of tied. Actually, Star slightly in 10th. So We do see a blue come out though. They needed a blue. They need more blues actually.
Yeah, that's not gonna really change any spots yet. Tektrox, I guess we'll try to find a way to chuck this bomb up and, change something around, but I'm seeing APC do a really good job at coordinating their back spams around each other, and that bomb bounced back and almost hit his teammates. Bagging battle looks dead even too, so it's hard to say that US North will be bailed out by a shock at some point.
Yeah, I mean
Tektrox
a
just hit his
good
teammate there. Another blue coming in. Maybe gonna shake things up, but the back spams just continue to come in over and over again.
yeah, actually catching two of US North with it too. And I mean, we do see Star slightly in 10th as well. So um, we're just
Going
going
for
to
the
see some
schlag, I
schlag
like it.
work, right? I mean, there's not much else he can do here. And, Brody, we were talking Brody's their
Oh,
best
don't get
player.
bumped
Oh,
off. Oof.
narrowly avoiding it.
Yeah, US
But
North still getting a little bit of a foothold back in this race, but it's really not much. Again, without shock, they're not breaking into that top three anytime soon. They already got two blues. Another blue would be very helpful, but it's
yeah,
gonna be really tough.
and important to note, we did see Krusty just fall off with Bill, and Star is still in 10th. So, I mean, there's not really anything they can do to catch up, right? Brody, they basically need to spam a shock in 9th here. That's the only way they're going to catch up. But I
Yeah, I
don't
think
think,
US North was trying to predict like a target shock there, and that's why they used their dodges at that spot. That's really the only way they could have won this race is by catching the other team off guard and predicting their shock, at the last second. But it's going to be top 3-5, I think. What a race. And the
yeah,
snowball is growing.
yeah, for sure. And we did talk before the war about how Krusty is probably the favored bagger here, but it seems like the Star is actually in 10th every single race, right? Like, how many shocks have US North even used? The only one I can recall is Glimmer off the top of my head. It seems like it's mostly been just the Star show, right? Like it's just him, and they just caught up 60 points in 3 races. They're up 45 now, um, with only 4 races left, right, or 5 races left. So US North kind of need to make a move right now, right? There's not much time left, and 45 points is more than a one race comeback, right? So uh, it's going to be interesting. They pretty much need to get a track pick here, right? Like, um,
Yeah, they got to stop the bleeding quick. Asia Pacific chose a great time to pull out ahead like that after the halfway point of the war.
for
And
sure.
some of the best running tracks off the table as well, which is pretty big.
Mhm. And I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe if they try like burning like Color Wonderland or something, like or like Marble Towers, burn some of like Brody's best tracks because they're up 45. Maybe it's a little too early in the war to be doing that. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that happening if APC just continue to grow their lead. And we did talk about how MHS and Locky are going to be the two players to watch out for in this match. And it looks like Ops and Valkyrie are actually the two highest scores. I mean, points don't mean everything, but they've been playing well, and it shows. They're completely killing it. They're completely dominating right now. Um, but Fort Francis does come out. US North, they got to get frontal presence. They haven't had any frontal presence in the last 3 races, and it hasn't worked out very well for them. Maybe we'll see a shock, a good backgreen coming out, though, on Ops. Tries to stop making the guy in a star. Not going to work. We could probably switch our POV to Tech Trucks here.
Yeah, Tektrox one of the ones trying to do something about this top two. Another track with not very much catch-up potential. There is this small shortcut up here on the right, but for the most part, it's these 90-degree turns that really favor the people in top spots. And Asia Pacific's been doing a great job so far at holding them. We'll see.
For sure. We did see Jazz take the cut, so it's a 2-4 for US North here. But Jazz cannot get hit, right? He needs to get into first. Looks like Valkyrie kind of fails a little bit there. A little bit of a mess up, so it's going to be 2-3 for US North. But Locky shrooming up, and I think APC are actually back into top two.
Yeah, good job on Locky there. Sometimes it's a game of inches, right? Like if you're barely ahead of whoever you're landing near when you take a cut, then you can kind of hold it once you get that advantage, and that comes down to your speed and your execution, and they're showing that they have it right now, which is
For
big.
sure. And Lucky is a really fast player, and he also lives in Australia, so a little bit of a little bit of a
Yeah, that
bonus
can
to
help.
that
That
point.
could definitely help.
But these triple shrooms in second are going to be massive. Tetrox is just going to be able to shroom into first here, and he opts to,
Chains
and he
and
gets
gets another
another
shroom to
shroom.
boot. That is
Yeah,
very ideal. Gotta avoid the snipes. Well done using the mirror, of course.
for sure.
We'll
And
see.
I
You just
wouldn't
have
even
to
be
hope that you
surprised
not
if he burns
hope to
this.
not get redded here. Yeah, you could burn it
Yeah,
and go for the shroom box, right?
I think he opts to, secure his lead. And Lucky actually getting a shroom in second there, so definitely the right play. We do see Krusty going forward, so we do see a US North shock pull, and this shroom is just going to catch him out. Lucky cannot do much to catch up, right? I mean, the shroom box wasn't there, and he burned his item early on, so
Yeah, unless there's like a miracle snipe, it should be Tektrox winning. This could be the spark that US North needs to start making this comeback happen. We'll see what other spots
mhm.
they can get though.
Oh, a good Aneta attempt, but he doesn't end up connecting. And it looks like US North just opt to hold the shock until the very end, but getting a 1-5-6-8, still a winning race for Asia Pacific. And um, I mean, that's not what you want to see, right? You finally got the shock and you weren't able to convert, unfortunately. Um, but
Yeah, I wonder
uh,
why they didn't find an earlier shock than that. I don't know, maybe they didn't pull it until late or they didn't pull any dodges until late, but you'd hope that of the three of them in the back, they would find a way to make it work. And actually they didn't even get that TS off at the end. I think they left a couple points on the board there too. So US
yeah,
North they're not looking airtight right now like you would hope. They're definitely not taking advantage of the situations that they have in the same way that Asia Pacific was doing earlier. I think
for sure.
you are right that the shot count is slightly in favor of APC right now, but they're using them quite well, either saving races that are looking bad or just capitalizing really hard off of good seats. So I don't
100%.
know.
And I think that race in particular just came down to US North not being able to pull those dodges. I mean, that track is so broken for first because not only do you get a Sherman first, right? But the item set is around, so you have to lose another 1 to 2 seconds just even getting a box. So um and I mean they weren't able to catch up off of it. And the shortcut is actually around the item set. So if you take both of the cuts, you're not getting two item sets there. And I think that's honestly why they weren't able to catch up, and they weren't able to dodge earlier on. I think they were almost forced, like their hand was forced to use it late. Um, but we do see a jungle cliff come out. I mean, not a bad pick. If you're US North, you need these big races, right? You're almost looking for a top three, a top four here at this point. So maybe they have, maybe they're confident on this one. Maybe they know they can I don't know, they can get those big races that they desperately need.
Yeah, they've been picking this track a lot as their go-to like reset track, which is cool, I guess. I mean, that is the function of the track, but it's hard to be confident that they can really outplay the other team on this track. You know what I'm saying? It feels kind of like a Hail Mary type of pick.
For sure. I think most sitting tracks are most luck tracks are like that. Maybe they just had more confidence that Krusty would be the one to get back in 10th and get the shock. Maybe that's what they're banking on. But if you look at the minimap,
Yeah,
Star is
not how
actually
it worked
wasting it
out.
right now. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
uh, I think Krusty actually pulled two bullet bills, or one bullet bill at the bare minimum, and Star got a golden. So it's kind of hard to contest that, right? And if you're officer, you're just going to be holding the star all race. Your bagger's in 10th, and you're already up. And APC know that they're up, right? They can play safe. They don't have to make those risky plays. Um, where US North, they can't afford to play safe, right? They need to make risky plays. And I think Krusty just is chaining shock in ninth, but we do see an
Yeah, there's
APC
a
shock
double
come out.
dodge for APC in the back, and they both get chains there, which means that going into this next lap, they're going to have good items in the front, but a tough pokey hit there. That's a big well, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. A big burden, a big loss.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that it might not even matter, right? Like, how do you catch up? How do you catch up at this point? It looks like there's a little bit of little bit of lag in the room. Uh, Probably Brody's fault, honestly. But we do see top two for APC. Brody reds him out, and I think Tetrox is going to combo him here. So
Yeah, which is it's good to be hitting the other team, but again, like being in 2-3 at this stage in the game is not what is going to win you the race, especially if you need a big race like you were saying, you know. Like these are positions where you're not going to be getting any powerful items. They can't catch first. They're not going to
Mhm.
get dodges, so really not too much going for USA right now.
Yeah, and I would argue there's even less going on than you'd think. Ops just took the cut in first. Tech Truck's getting a TC here. Star holding the shock, dodging APC.
Another
Two
two shock
dodgers.
race.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah, I mean
it's
that's brutal.
it's pretty much curtains at this point, right? APC are top three. They're already up 50, and there's only going to be 3 races left. So if APC hold these top spots, it's going to be a 70-point deficit into the last 3 races. I wouldn't even be surprised if we see a forfeit of some sorts. Um, US North
Mhm.
just haven't had the luck of the draw with shocks. I mean, it's almost impossible to win a race like like Jungle Cliff when you have zero shocks, right? So um, yeah, I mean, we're just going to see a top 3-7 or top 3-8 for APC, and that's pretty much it, right? That's pretty pretty much
Oh yeah,
secures
they're
their
so
win.
far behind right now. And yeah, the Jungle Cliff pick really backfired. They're not getting the advantage in the bagging battle really at all. Another two shock race, like I was saying, for Asia Pacific on a track where dodging is just it's a golden ticket, right? Like you just win if you chain a star and take the cut, and and dodge there. So
Yeah,
US North maybe gonna have to adjust the game plan a little bit. Maybe gotta go for more running tracks or some more neutral tracks where they can try to outplay the other team in the front, but I don't
for
know what
sure.
gives right now. They're playing an undefeated team that is playing hot, and uh, they are backed into a corner, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing the number one seeded team, right? They're playing well. They're getting the shocks, so it's kind of hard to catch up, right? It's hard to beat them at their best, and it's almost a top four overall on the index for APC, and they're up 67 points on US North. And you do see the Color Wonderland pick come out. I wouldn't be surprised if US North honestly just forfeit right here, just so they can um, save that Color Wonderland. But it is the World Cup. I wouldn't be surprised if they just play it out. They could mathematically still come back. So uh, no reason to count them out, I guess. But we do see a Starry Cityscape come out. If you're US North, you're breathing like a sigh of relief right there. Not getting Color Wonderland taken off the board for you. You can still pick it in the future wars, and we're gonna see probably some early shrooms here from uh, US North. But I think most of APC are probably gonna sit first set, right? There's no reason to run in top three, and
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, this is the point. This race is going to decide whether US North really tries to make this comeback happen, or if they're just going to, try to burn some of the other team's tracks off the board, or maybe even forfeit early, like you said, to prevent their own tracks from being taken out, which I guess is technically an option. Um, yeah, Tekron's hitting some grass there is not a good sign.
yeah, I would have liked to see him, go tight mega, take the two shroom cut, and maybe even
Yeah,
get into
try to just make
first.
something happen.
Hmm. We did actually see APC. They actually did run in top three, and then Lucky bumped his teammate off in first. So they're only top two at the moment. But maybe that's better, right? They need someone in the back to take the cut. They need someone in the back to get those dodges. And we do see Krusty slightly in 10th. We see some schlagging coming out on the side of APC. Pretty much the best play they can make when you're top two, right? We did see two of US North just take the shroom cut. So they're probably going to get into first here. Maybe Lucky can hold it down, but it's going to be close. It's going to be a close battle at the front. And Ops just sitting 8, right? Just contesting those dodges because they can play safe. They're up 70 points. So,
Yeah, really all they need is like an okay race. They don't even have to try to win it.
yeah, yeah. Um, Someone falls off. We do see a PAL come out. MHS forced into his Mega. APC most of the bottom spots here, actually. But I think they're still holding down at least a top. Yeah, they're still holding down first. So it's a 1-4. And almost perfect spots if you're APC. Now they're holding blue.
And holding
Uh,
blue to really cement it. And if one of those players up there is able to, take cut and pass later on this lap, they're just going to get blued anyway. Um, so we'll see.
for sure. We do see Krusty in 10th, so maybe we'll see a US North shock. We see Brody taking the two shroom cut. But like Torp said, they can't even take the cut into first because they're just going to get blued. and that cut saves a lot of time. So you know they're going to get into first if they take it. And um, well, Lockheed's actually breaking away in first, so maybe not. Um, but US North pretty much need to get shock. There's not much they can do though, right? They're 2-3-4. So
Yeah,
they're not really
Brody's
going to be
taking it,
dodging.
and yeah, no real catch-up potential besides that cut there, because they're not gonna have dodges up in the front.
Hmm.
There's a
We
TC
see it.
being passed around.
Oh, good red break. Takes the TC though.
Oh, I think he thought he got the pass, but he was sadly mistaken there.
Definitely.
US North gonna hold on to 2-3-4 with no blue anymore. So I mean, if US North can hold the blue last second here, maybe they can turn this race around to get like a miracle top four. But it looks
I don't.
like Lockheed's just gonna win it.
I think they're just
Yeah,
going to play for 2-3-4-5, right? Because there's still two more races. They can still come back. They just need a +7 race here. Um, so maybe it's a back red here on APC, but 2-3-4-5, not exactly what you want to see if you're US North, but any winning race by a decent margin is exactly what you need, right? They just couldn't lose that race. If they lost that race, they were out of it. Um,
yeah.
so this
They're
puts them
they're
down
keeping
56.
themselves afloat.
Definitely,
You know,
yeah.
they're within
Um,
striking distance, but it's a long shot. You know.
Definitely, yeah. Maybe we'll see, maybe we'll see a pen come out and make it really exciting. But they pretty much need double top fours here, right? So, um, I mean, double top four 9 wins by 2. So, um, or sorry, double top four 10 wins by 2. So
Yeah.
it just seems like they've been struggling to get APC out of first. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like APC have had the most frontal presence like every single race, right? They're just running away with it. Maybe a little bit of snowball potential with like the track picks and whatnot. But I mean, when you have Lockie in first, it's going to be hard to catch him, and especially when you're holding blue for him, there's no way you're catching up. We might have seen a crusty shock there on that last race. They just didn't have anywhere to use it, right? Um, but mostly it's been Star getting the shock. So going to need a big race here. That's pretty much all they can hope for, right? um, and if they don't get a top four, it's pretty much curtains. So you know they're going to be playing risky.
Yeah, I think from what I've seen, at least from Tektrox's POV, is that he's not the type of player to really go all out and go for like a crazy play that's going to be like the X factor, right? He seems to be
Mm,
on the conservative side, like doing his job. And that is a play style that works great, but not in situations where you need something big to happen. So we'll see if maybe he can find a way to make that adjustment here. Easier
for
said than done,
sure.
obviously.
And we did just see Lockheed actually snipe out both of US North. They were top two. They got into top two on the first straight, and then they both got sniped out. And MHS just going to be stop starring.
Oh my goodness,
Oh,
he lives somehow. What the heck?
yeah, and we do see US North actually all running this race. I was really surprised to see that this was an APC track pick. When you're plus 60, you should not be picking Jungle Jamble. You should be picking tracks
Yeah,
that you
this
can
is
break
the
away
Ghost
on.
Valley 2 of custom tracks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it seems to be working out though, right? They're top two, and
Oh, and he
it
threw
looks
the
like it's
red right at
shockless.
his Nana. Yeah, I mean, Techshock's the only player in the front here with no motion whatsoever. Just getting hit, getting pushed further back, and there's a chance that APC has shock too because they're the only one with a bagger this race. So we're gonna see
Yeah,
probably a blowout race that will put this war to bed.
yeah. I mean, APC are going to be plus 90 after this race, it seems, or plus 80 points after this race. We do see James Bill up, but it's a top 2-5 for APC. Star just sitting in 10, getting shock, and good backspans from APC, right? I mean, Tech Trucks is the only hope that US North had to take any of them out, and APC landed like 2 or 3 backs on him. So plus 70 into the last race. We'll probably see a forfeit. Maybe they'll play it out. I don't know. But either way, we see a clean, like a dominant win from APC in the first match. And they were actually down after GP1. And they came back and outscored them by 90 points in the second half of the war. So
Yeah, the GP2 went crazy and they just kept going.
yeah, having a massive GP2, right? I mean, it was almost a 160 point GP2, which is honestly just insane. I think it was like 158 or something like that, which is crazy. I mean, That is a lot of points to be scoring in a single GP. Um, and I mean, yeah, I mean, they just completely dominated this war. And I mean, not that surprising, right? This is the number one seeded team. So uh, we see Color Wonderland getting burned. And, I was surprised that we didn't see a US North forfeit, right? Like, you know they're going to burn this track. Um, but,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. For anyone uninitiated, because this is a best of three format with no repicks, if you know that the other team really likes a certain track like this one, you can intentionally pick it yourself in a situation like this where the outcome doesn't matter to prevent the other team from being able to use this track to win the next match. So Asia Pacific doing well here to take this track out of the equation when it's a very strong U.S. North pick typically.
yeah, exactly. And we did see I mean, I guess the last race is still playing, but Ops on 113 after 11 races. I mean,
Yep,
you
and this
can't
is the
get
kind
more
of gameplay
dominant,
that you
right?
expect from the MVP of the World Cup final.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. See a shot come out. I don't even know whose shot that was. It looks like they're all running, so both teams are all running.
Yeah, I think this race is kind of a crapshoot, but for the formality of playing it out, and again to get the track off the board is going to be pretty important. Um, yeah, I mean this team is just untouchable right now. How often have we ever seen? I don't want to speak too soon because it hasn't happened yet. They still have to win the next one, but has it ever happened where a team has just won the World Cup without dropping a single match? I would imagine it probably hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first custom track World Cup, but when it comes to RTs, I don't think there's ever been a team as dominant as APC have been in this tournament, right? Um, I mean, even I mean, and US North is a good team. I mean, US North just beat Canada, and Canada was actually the favorite to win the whole World Cup, and they eliminated them in the semifinals without Brody. And then US North beat them by 100, or sorry, and then APC beat them by 100 in match one of Grand Finals directly afterwards. Um, I think something that could be massive is maybe we'll see a Brody host next match, and maybe he can just spiral off of race one, just get that frontal presence early on race one, maybe get chain a couple first places. Because it seemed like they were struggling to get up there, right? It seems like it was mostly just
I don't know if
APC
I
top three.
I don't know if I like ever saw Brody in first like the whole war, which is rare because usually the way you have a big impact on CTs in a war is you run and backspam, make it hard for the other team to catch up, and then your team kind of scraps in the middle, right? I think on RTs it's a little different where you can have impact anywhere in the pack, but because CTs are a little bit less like interactive, you kind of just have to be carrying the team and scoring points if you wanna carry and make your team win. And Brody is the person that we expected to be playing that role, and he just hasn't gotten anything going. So credit to APC for making that first match not even really close, even though it kind of started out that way. So we'll see. We'll see if US North can turn the ship around, but they
For
have some questions to answer.
For sure. And Brody did MVP for his team, but 87 is a pretty weak score for him, right? Normally you see those 120s, those 130s from him. I think he's kind of had a rough World Cup so far. Um, but hopefully, if there's any time to turn around, turn the tables, it would be now. Match two of Grand Finals. They, it'll be interesting to see how their mental is, after getting beaten by like so much in this first match.
Yeah,
But
that's
if they
always
can
tough.
keep a good mental, then I think they have a chance. But that's going to be
Sometimes in a best of three, like you lose the first one just barely, and you're like, dude, we're better than those guys. Come on, like let's win. But sometimes you
Mhm.
kind of get smoked, and it's like, damn,
Yeah,
like
they kind of get in
it's
your
hard
head,
to
right?
imagine. Like, it's hard to imagine your team like winning the next one after that.
Yeah, I think maybe just because the shock count was so lopsided in Star's favor, maybe they have that on their side. Like we just got unlucky with the shocks. Once it's an even game, we got them. So hopefully that's their mindset, and they give us an interesting match too. Um, I mean, most of those races were interesting, but a couple of them weren't interesting at all. I mean, we just saw APC two shock races, or APC top three gone, right? Like you can't even catch them. Um, so hopefully, uh, US North can put something into motion here and make a comeback, make a statement match too. They almost need to make a statement after losing by 70. Um, and these should be the two best teams, right? They're in the grand finals, so a little bit surprising. I wonder if they'll keep the same LU. I imagine they would keep the
Gotta
same
ask
LU.
that. Like, is there a world where they make a sub now, given how they didn't really have a lot going for them there? Especially like if you want to, if you want more frontal presence, maybe you bring in a Speedy Gonzalez type of player.
Hmm, hmm. And I think that's why APC kind of succeed, right? They have MHS and Valkyrie in the back, kind of like doing the dirty work, and you have Lockie up at the front. It's kind of hard to catch Lockie; he's pretty quick. So, but I think it'll just come down to shocks. I mean, we talked about how shock is the most important item in the game. Everyone knows that. That's the reason there's baggers in the first place. And Star, I don't know exactly what the shock count was, but uh,
It
it was
felt very one-sided, yeah.
yeah.
Especially the races where they got two shocks because those ones always will tend to stand out, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's hard to win. It's hard to win against a guy pulling two shocks per race. Let's just say that. So yeah, big credit there too. A lot of time I think the bagger is like the unsung hero of the match. Um, just because it's so important. It's like having a good goalkeeper, you know? Because like
Yeah,
the
for
other
sure.
players they make good plays and obviously we see what they're up to and we see who's kind of, who's in control, who's playing well, but at the end of the day, sometimes who wins and loses is dependent on who's dodging chalk and who's
Yeah.
capitalizing off of that.
And I think
So
I
we'll
think the
see.
goalkeeper analogy is really good because it doesn't matter how well you play. If you can't score, then you're not going to win the match. And if uh, if you're playing the best you can, right? You're dominating every single race, and then a shot comes out that dodges three of the other team. There's no world you're going to win the race, right? So um, I think we actually have 10 in room already, or almost 10 in room. I think they're excited to play. Um, and it looks like they're using the same LU. We had a question about it, but it looks like they're using the same LU.
James has
Uh,
a cool me, by the way.
that's a good
He's got that,
point. Maybe
that's aura.
that's an aura. Yeah, that's an aura pick right there from James. What
I've
is it?
definitely
I don't.
done that. Sometimes you just feel like you gotta change something. It's like a dumb like superstition, but I've definitely been like, all right, I'm gonna just pick a different me for the next match for no reason.
Hmm. And do you think we'll see an APC D1 champs after this? I mean, like a
That
speed
is,
run to the me channel.
listen, they earn the right to do it if they win. Anyone who wins something like this gets to brag about it for at least a little while, and then after a certain point, you gotta give it
Yeah.
up. But I'd be fine with it. I wouldn't have no room to complain.
I mean, winning this, like, you have bragging rights for the next year, right? Like, there's no chance to like defeat them. They're good for the next year until the next World Cup. There's nothing you can do about it. So, um, and I mean, Mario Kart is all about bragging rights. Everybody wants to win for the bragging rights, and you know, hopefully
Mhm.
APC still take it serious. I think, at least for me personally, it's kind of hard to continue to play seriously once you've won a war by so much. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, you
hopefully,
can get complacent easily.
for sure, yeah. And maybe they're feeling themselves. They know they just
Yeah.
won by a large amount, but hopefully they stay locked in, and hopefully US North stay locked in too. I think we shouldn't have a problem with that. Um, we see a Christmas court come out. Hopefully, US North can hold down first. People are going to be taking the cut, obviously. Um,
I think they
but
picked this first race in the last war too, so you would
okay,
expect that this is one of their main go-tos. We'll see.
yeah. I mean, if you're picking it for 2-4, or if you're picking it for 1-3, maybe you just like the track. Um, it's going to be on Jazz here to keep first. Tech Truck's hitting the wall, but that's honestly like almost a good play if you can get a fourth place box. MHS getting bumped off, maybe a little bit of schlag work from Jazz, and Locky getting sniped.
Nice
Good snipe from
Nana.
Tech Trucks. Yeah,
Techtrox
tough
coming
four.
alive now in match two.
He's no
That's
longer good
exactly
for
what I
now.
wanted to see. I feel like he's been holding back, and now it's time to really, pull out all the stops here because they need
Yeah,
this reverse sweep to happen. And it's not, they're not just gonna have it handed to them. You gotta reach out and grab it.
for sure. We do see a bomb come up and doesn't connect. Good
Thought that
attempt
got
though.
first, but it didn't. This bomb here could be very big later on. There's a Mega Schlag already happening, but if Tektrox reaches a spot where he has like two opposing players behind him, or maybe
Right
even in
near me.
front of him, this could really solidify this US North top two.
Yeah,
We'll
and
see.
we do see APC. They just pulled the shock, I believe. He's going forwards above the set or in front of the set, so you'd have to imagine he has a shroom
Dude,
with
the
shock,
the
right?
tension here with this bomb is killing me. He's trying to find a spot to pull the trigger. There it is, and he gets his teammate and nobody else. Oh, safe to say that wasn't the
No,
play.
he got owned. I think US North are still top two. Maybe a back red onto MHS there
Yeah, I
from
think
Brody.
so.
These triple shrooms are going to be massive. APC have the shock, but they might not even need it. I think Ops might be able to catch him up. I think Brody knows that Ops has shrooms. He's probably going to, like, we see a blue come out, taking this cut.
Oh, taking the rare left side shortcut. And shrimming right into the
Oh,
blue!
gosh!
No! I think maybe he thought the blue was going to hit earlier than it did, and there is the shock. So it's going to
Yeah,
be APC dodging up maybe all the way into first if they got a chain to take cut with. I don't know. Getting
yeah.
shocked here on these ramps actually really isn't too bad. Like, Brody's super far ahead.
Good snipe from
What a
Tektrox!
snipe! Oh my god,
Massive
Tektrox
play.
hitting everyone out here. US North
Hey,
signs of life early on if they can hold this top two.
yeah, and being top two after a shock like that is really impressive, and a blue, keep in mind. So,
Yeah.
top two four for US North, and a
Oh, that
power
power
coming
is going to
out.
mess him up really bad too. He gets both walls.
Top three for US North, maybe an APC last second shock, but Krusty's in 10th. So, I think that's just a top 3-8 for US North. And I mean, getting a top three on that track after a shock is really, really impressive, to be honest.
Yeah,
I would
that
not I
snipe
would
was a
never have guessed that.
crazy play. That was
Yeah,
so high impact there. That probably, I mean, what, the difference between, let me do the math. That's like a 14-point swing if the other guy gets first there
yeah,
compared to the
yeah.
top three. So US North
And
came to win.
yeah,
Finally.
a 14-point swing, and right, like the next track could, the next track pick could make a difference, right? The snowball potential off of getting a top three, and maybe Ops getting a little bit ahead of himself there, right? Making a couple crucial mistakes, shrooming into the blue. He was going to have a shroom in first, probably, or at least in second. Going to be able to take the cut. Um, Kind of surprising, but um, and then that pal getting the slip from the micro bounce and hitting the wall off of it, and pretty much just securing US North a top three race. And it's good to see US North back on their feet. Tektrox, Torp was talking about how Tektrox is just that that solid, well-rounded player, playing a little bit safe, but always coming through. But here, massive snipes, massive like, I mean, we won't talk about the bomb snipe on his teammates, but uh, the green was completely race changing, maybe even war changing. It's only race one, so it's a little early to say that. But um, we see a sandstone cliffs come out. U.S. North
The
unable to get
cool
a
the
track pick.
cool thing about that green, I'll say that shows promise for his ability as a player is that he had to really understand the lag of playing against somebody from a different continent, right? Because that green was thrown well in advance to hit the upcoming player. So the awareness to know that he was about to get passed, and also the understanding of the lag to time that green correctly, were both really important. So I was really happy to see that the way that was executed there. It was very satisfying.
Yeah, yeah, and a massive play from him. These two shrooms are going to be pretty important, though. I wonder if he'll break into first. We see Lockie shrooming up two, but Brody's still holding one. They both shroom in to top two, though. And top two is good, but I don't know if exactly you want to be top two this early on Sandstone Cliffs. You know what I mean? There's just too many shortcuts. But Brody throwing up some scary greens here. You see a red, but doesn't connect. Um, Brody
Yeah, a
pretty
lot
much
of
just spamming his
commotion
items up
here.
at this point.
Yeah. Ops has his head on a swivel right now. Jazz getting taken out. APC still holding tough spots for now. I don't really see this as a track where you can run it from start to finish, though. But I've been proven wrong before, so we'll see. Here's Tektrox in fourth with the Mega. Going to be a good opportunity to get into the front again. Has to make sure he doesn't get
Yeah,
hit for a while.
probably just gonna chain here, right? I mean, there's not really a reason.
I don't
Doesn't look
know.
like it. I think their
We'll
bagger has
see.
shot Krusty. Has shot Krusty's going forwards with the
Yeah,
shock.
he was
So
waiting by the ramp there very suspiciously, so Does
Yeah,
seem like US North has shock. APC holding the blue for their teammate. I think only a 1-4 at the moment, and it might be changing again here with these cut takers.
yeah, we do see James in first, so Blue's probably gonna get chained here. Um, but
Yeah, there it is. Locky concedes some space, and it's gonna take out James. And Jazz got slowed down a lot there too.
yeah, kind of breaking away in first, but they have shock, right? So you know Brody has a dodge, right? There's no way he's
Yeah,
just
I was gonna
playing around in
say.
the back. Like,
Oh, Techtrox gets a mega, or was this the one that he had earlier? I don't
yeah,
even
yeah, he's been
remember.
holding this.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and you would assume that Brody at this point just has a dodge, just sitting ready to just, chain and catch all the way up. And there it is. They both dodge in megas at this set right before cut. Triple Shrooms is an amazing chain. This is like a free win pretty much. But Locky in the ground star with a chance to make a play, and I kind of like the decision to just shroom ahead. Now he has another decision. Is he going to take this cut or hold in case of a blue?
It looks like he held it on the minimap. I mean, that is definitely the right play. I think Lucky just hit him out though, right? Like, or maybe I'm tweaking, but
I don't
um,
know. I can't see. I want to see the name so bad.
yeah, battle glitch not coming through. It's still top two for US North though.
Oh, Musty
Brody
gets
landing
hit,
a
and the
good
POW is going to
green.
combo. Yeah, that POW was really bad for APC, but I don't think they're really going to lose spots. Still 3-4-5 for them, but US North with another winning race.
Yeah, I think
Not bad at all.
that back green is massive though, right? MHS is third. Brody lands a back green on him. He gets comboed by the POW and he gets last off of it. So, um, I mean, well played race from US North there. I mean, that dodge, it's kind of hard to compete, right? You can't really do much. But um, and Locky was unable to connect with the star from his teammates. But well played race, a top 2, 6, 7 for US North. And I mean, we were talking about how the shock is the most important item, and last war, Star was heavily out um, Shock and Krusty, and this war, I mean, they did get Shock race one. It's currently even the shock count, but um, that's the difference, right? EPC were top three, and that shock got them a clean top two. So um, gonna need to see some snowball potential here from US North. Probably wishing they had Color Wonderland right about now, with Brody starting up at the front.
Yeah. I wonder, do you know about like do either of these teams thrive on like picking like new tracks and relying on like a lack of experience, or is that not something that you think is happening too much?
Um, I think most of okay, I would think that US North would probably benefit from uh honestly, thinking about it now, I think they're both dead even when it comes to that. I think both teams know the new tracks. They both know the old tracks. Maybe US North is favored slightly on the like the older kind of flat tracks or whatever. But both of these teams, they're both active. They both play high div. Um, they should both know these newer tracks. So I think it's even when it comes to that regard. Um, we do see Wario's Climate Cataclysm come out though. APC picked it, and U.S. North was trying to burn it last war, so maybe APC are favored here. But Techrock's still holding down first. Triple Nanas is a really good pull. Ops goes for the side run, but doesn't connect. Locky taking the cut into first. Another one of APC taking the cut. It looks like they're 1-3-4 now. And looks like Tetrox is actually off, so it's a top three for APC, top four for
Or
APC.
yeah, I'm seeing why they picked this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
showing really, really strong individual play here, just getting all up into the front, making every cut quickly, and Brody is now going to be leading this retake for US North, but Ops with their red might be able to connect here unless Brody can find a way to dodge it. And I think he does, and I think he might have even chained a mega to triple shrooms based on the amount of shortcuts he just took. So that's good for US North, but they need more as APC is still controlling the lion's share of the front, and they have the blue now. And actually, they
Yeah,
let Brody into first there, so he's going to get blued himself as they just expand on this lead. Just failing the cut barely. Looks like he maybe clipped the edge, and that's the difference between these two teams on this track right now.
100%. And it looks like it's shockless right now, with Krusty slightly in 10th. These triple shrooms are going to be massive, though. I'm curious to see if he'll use them early and try and get another set of shrooms or whatever, or if he's just going to hold them for the cuts. It looks like he does up chain them, though. The two shroom cut saves a ton of time though, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just holds these. Good POW coming out. Target POWs, pretty much all of them, to be honest. He's going to shroom here into second. Um, and
Yeah.
it looks like Krusty's going forwards. So we do see a US North shock. It comes out early, TSing them out of first. And it looks like a couple dodgers from US North. And at the worst, it gets them into set, right? So going to be a top 2 here. Maybe we'll see a top 3, actually. Maybe we'll see a
Yeah, it
back
looks
right
like
onto fourth.
maybe James with a Schumann first. I think Techtrox intentionally let him pass there. So now all of a sudden US North in a strong position, but we have more cut takers. We'll see who that is. It looks like Brody and then maybe a APC player as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so still a lot to play for here in the front. See, that fib from last lap is still there, and he forgot about it. That's a really bad hit there. He was in such a good spot to get like shrooms and make a last second comeback at the end. But right
Yeah.
now, I think it's APC in the front. There's a mega dodge for US North, I think.
Yeah, definitely a US North shock. And this pack is so close. We see Brody actually shrimming up into what I
And
believe
that's such a big
first.
pull too, just to gain a couple spots.
Yeah, and Locky actually getting last there. A little bit surprising. I didn't
Yeah.
think he would get last. That shock must have been really, really bad for them. But 2 shock rates for US North. That first shock was just too good. It caught them up quite a lot. But APC were still able to take the cut. So um,
Yeah, that two-shroom cut does save so much. I maybe would have liked to see them using their shock around that cut a little bit better. Um, like shocking the other team after set or something. Because they were still able to catch up pretty much all the way to the front afterwards. So, like you said, it did salvage the race a lot, but I think that with a shortcut that saves so much time, you kind of have to use the shock accordingly. But, I mean, who's to judge? They're still up 31, looking way better than match one, so US North showing that they can bounce back.
yeah, and a plus 31 lead is really massive because it's no longer a 1 race war. It's a 2 race lead now. So um, hopefully they can spiral. Maybe Brody can run away with it if they get a track pick here. But not a bad race considering that's an APC pick. That's an APC staple. US North were trying to burn it, and it maybe it's a good thing they didn't because Brody ended up getting first. So um, both teams picking final grounds. We're probably going to see a Ribbon Road get picked here, though. That's just how the game works. Um, but both teams feeling confident on it. Brody confident he can keep first. APC confident they can bump him out. And yeah, maybe I don't know. Shock is massive on this, so both baggers need to be on their A game here for both of their teams.
Yeah, this is one of those staple custom tracks that will probably get picked forever and ever until the end of time, and it's surprisingly balanced, I would say. Like front running and also getting shrooms are both pretty viable, and then the shock is also pretty important as well because of the shroomless cut and the set before cut and all that. But it looks like it's APC right now in first, so Brody was not able to keep it at the beginning.
Yeah, kind of muscling them out there. Probably a little bit of lag. I mean, APC know they live in different continents, right? So good knowledge from them. A little bit of a bump there, but this 1v1 at the front is going to be massive. But these triple shrimps are going to be even more massive. Ops is going to be able to shrimp into first here.
Yeah, he's gonna
And
have a,
have
a Schumann one after this to take every cut on the track and just kind of break away as long as nothing goes
mhm.
horribly wrong.
And we do actually see APC, their bagger is in 10th. So uh, pretty much exactly what you want if you're ops here. Clean cut, make it a little bit scary, but top 2 for APC. One of them's in a mega. Looks like everyone's making it, except for one guy. Uh, 3, 4. The pack really split. If you take a look at the mini map, right, actually you probably can't tell, but top 4 and bottom 4 have about a 3-second gap, and that is exactly what you want to see if you're APC, right? If you have shock, then a pack split is best case scenario. But it looks like it's shockless at the moment, and maybe we'll see a snipe here from Techtrox. He had a good green earlier. Swerve green, not able to connect. 2 nanas.
Yeah, hard to make something happen here. You just he's gotta stay close and wait for his moment, right? These nanas aren't gonna make the difference, and that's a great fib there. on the tight landing spot, blind turn. I think maybe you could argue it might be safer to take the right path there when you're third behind the other team's top two, but who knows? And it's APC playing exceptionally well in the front, pretty much cementing their top two already, unless we see like multiple blues.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to catch up, especially with Star and 10th. But it looks like I don't think either one of them have it at the moment. Maybe Star just pulled, but Krusty definitely doesn't have it in 9th.
Yeah,
And
one option here would be to shock after the top two makes cut, just prevent everyone behind from taking it. We'll see. It is pretty close up there. James is actually shrooming way up. He's gonna get it
yeah,
all the way into second.
yeah, it's a 1-3-4 for APC. We do see a shot come out TSing, I think, 2 of US North. Or
Oh, but Lockie's off too. I wonder if maybe they used it too early, or maybe he just failed it while trying to call the shock exactly. I don't know.
yeah, it did see like Valkyrie dodged in a Star though, so um, it'll be interesting to see. Um, I would imagine APC or US North are bottom 2 though. I wasn't able to see who's behind Tech Shocks, but he's not looking back. So
Yeah, and it's Ops waiting for his teammate on the line. I think top 2-4 for APC. So not a
yeah,
perfect race, but they are gonna close the gap a good amount here. And it was
with the
that
top 2-4-5.
combination of frontal presence and shock that is just very, very valuable. I mean, those are the two most important things you can have, right? You can be winning the bagging battle and winning the running battle, and if you combine both of them, it's a recipe for success.
Yeah, and top 2-4-5. It's going to catch them right back into the war. They're only going to be down 10 points now. So great comeback from them. They got into first early on the first turn, pretty much bumping Brody out, and then just held it down all race, and then converted some extra spots with that shock. Locky respawning and Valkyrie dodging up. So kind of hard to counter that. I mean, there's not really much you can do. But good stuff from them and good stuff from Star getting back and getting that
Yeah,
shock because they desperately needed it. And I mean, it
yeah,
shows they just got a
he's been
17 raise.
phenomenal. So APC pulling the score a lot closer, looking to go 10-0 in this World Cup and win undefeated if they can win this match too. Whereas US North again trying to force a tiebreaker, match 3. Yeah, this 10-point lead is really not much at all. This can swing around very easily with one shock, one big race, one snowball type of race too, since they're starting top 2-4-5.
For sure. And it looks like it actually randoms Sky Garden. Uh, Pretty good random, honestly.
Yeah,
um,
you're
if
happy
you're in
about
the
that if
back,
you're starting in the back. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, not randoming a band track or anything like that either. Putting them, that would put them in the, that would put them down actually, -20. But normally I would say this is where they need to get up there, but on this track they don't really need to get up there that early on. They just need to get those dodges. It's going to be interesting to see who gets into 10th because shock is going to be massive on this track, right? The cut at the end saves too much time, and you can chain your star and take the cut, so you can like smuggle really good items into the front. This bomb could be massive though. Uh, Maybe we'll see a bomb up. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bomb back either.
I think it's
Definitely
got
gonna
to
throw
be
it up
forward
here.
now. The other team is
Yeah,
both there. It's a
for
little bit
sure.
too far off to the right, but still a good
Good shrimp
situation
though.
pulling the shroom just to hold down second, which is a very fine spot to be. He's got a whole another lap to try to pull another shroom to get into first, and he has a good amount of space. He's sandwiched by the other team, but don't hate this if you're Tetrox right now. Did he just get fibbed off?
He did, yeah.
Uh-oh. I spoke too soon.
uh, Top 2 break for APC, and Star is in 10th again. The triple red's coming out for Brody. Not really what you want to see. I mean, he's going to be able to red Locky most likely. Uh, doesn't look like it actually, but you need shrooms to catch up.
Yeah, I like how APC's having a player drop there because they know that this top two is not as strong as it may seem just because again the cut saves so much time on this track. If you let the other team just cycle through, speed items over and over again, they will just catch up eventually. So you want to send someone
Yeah,
to the back there to keep the item spread a little bit more in your favor. and to maybe Schlag a little bit too.
for sure. And we did actually see Krusty getting into 10th. Maybe we'll see a US North shock. The pack is really close now after the cut at the end of the lap.
Yeah,
And this
POW is a
POW,
little awkward here. I think they're maybe trying to POW one or two people in the air, get other people before the set. And this is a really important item set for Tetrox right now. And he pulls maybe the worst thing imaginable, unless he can pass it off. And there it is,
yeah, I mean, he's
on a
just going to be
platter.
a US North shock, dodging James.
Yeah, they got
I
him
think,
after
Brody
set.
after cut as well.
Yeah, but they did get Tetrox after the set, so a missed opportunity for him. Um, I don't think that he's going to lose too many spots off that, actually. And
And I
wow,
think it's,
somehow Valpurli's off the track.
yeah, I think it's a top 257 there for US North. And I mean, you can't really complain too much. The other team was starting top 245, and Star was in 10th pretty much all race. And then Krusty just getting into 10th there on lap 3 and pulling the shock and getting their team a plus 10 race, so or plus 13 race, I believe. Um,
Mhm.
so good stuff from them. Good stuff from US North getting up there. Maybe that POW was better than we thought. I know Brody got in the air and kept a shroom, I believe, to take the ending cut with, and they just shocked him out of cut. And then James dodging up into second. A little bit
Maybe starting
surprised.
to MVP a little bit.
Yeah. A little bit surprised that none of APC dodged there, predicting that shock. But James was in 8th all race, preventing APC from getting dodges. So good stuff from him. They can't dodge up if they can't pull a
Yeah,
dodge.
and maybe if even if they did have something, the POW would have made it hard for them to be holding a dodge at that point in the race.
For sure. Yeah. Maybe that POW forced them into a couple of dodges. I wasn't able to see. Um, but BC2 coming out at Ribbon Road. Uh, BC2 could be massive. That could be a great snowball for US North if they're able to hold those top spots. And it does pick it. And I was talking, I would slightly favor US North on those flat kind of older style tracks. So they should have the advantage here, especially starting in top 2. But anything could happen. We could see some snipes. We could see a bomb up. We could see an APC shock. So it'll be interesting. Getting a box here for Tech Shocks is massive. Could be Shrooms, unable to get it.
Went for the no stopper. Understandable choice. The name of the game now is just to stay close to the front and try not to get this TC. And it was working for a second, and then he kind of let his guard down, and that pass is going to come out. I mean, I
I
think
would,
that he didn't play safe enough, is what I meant to say. I think you just, like, when your team is top spots, you just let the other guy get TC'd, even if you have to stop. Like, being an 8th really isn't
yeah.
that bad anyway. I think that's a life lesson for anyone watching. Sometimes you just gotta hit the brakes and let the other guy tank the TC. You don't need to
I,
pass him
I don't
beforehand.
even think it's a bad play though, because US North are okay. Well, here comes the shock, but US North were top 3 before the shock. Valkyrie's gonna be able to catch up, and a blue's gonna come out. Um, maybe no, blue and Brody. It targeted him before Valkyrie could get up there. But we see a 1-3-4-5 for APC, and just like that, completely just completely switching the momentum of the race. Right, like there was no real way for them to catch up with a US North's top 3 until that shock came out. So um,
Yeah,
we
definitely a
do
good
see
call on the early shock.
100%, yeah, and Star is still in 10th, so we could see another one. Good red break, but I think Lockie's gonna get redded now. I don't think he has much to do there. Oh, he's breaking it as well. Actually, good plays from both of APC there. Um,
Yeah. Oh, the blue for Brody there is very big. First place gonna change hands here. He's gotta be careful not to combo his teammate. Actually, Valkyrie dodges the blue in first, so they're gonna hold it down for now. I wonder if Ops is gonna go for the strat here to try to make a play. No, just opts to throw the red. And no box available either. There's another blue at the last second.
I think he
US
might.
North gonna steal some good spots this race. They cancel it. I don't think anyone's really dodging up to the front. APC trying to draft each other. They can kind of form like a Congo line here to maybe hold 2-3-4. There comes Techtrox.
Yeah, and I think Brody got hit out because Brody was right behind them, and you would have expected him to come up after the shock, right? But maybe resizing before the other players. But Brody was nowhere to be seen, so maybe getting bumped off on the cuts or something. Um,
A lot of blues there.
yeah,
A lot of
two blues.
turmoil happening. That was a strange one for sure.
Yeah, and getting first when APC got or sorry, 2-3. I thought Locky kind of clutching first. I swear Jas was ahead of him, but it looks like US North are arguing a a spot correct. Locky getting a .5 lag start and actually lagging into first there. So if they could get that overturned, that would be massive because that's a 6-point swing just right there. But Locky's going to be able to start in first on the next race, which is really good for them. Um, but last second shot coming up for APC. Tetrox was the only one to really come up, which was pretty surprising to be honest. You would think that they would be shocking their bottom spots in descent, maybe getting a golden or something like that. But Tetrox maybe starring them or something. I wasn't too sure. Um, but we see Aqua Dungeon coming out for US North and Infernal for APC. Infernal's a great running track, and Aqua Dungeon maybe one of the strongest 2-3 tracks in the game. But it looks like it's going to pick Infernal here.
Pearl Piper, another classic track. This is one where you can really slug it out, you know what I'm saying? No gimmicks, like you're just playing. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
tracks like
yeah.
this.
No team really has the advantage here, right? Like it's going to be, um, I mean, other than starting spots, no team has the advantage here. They're going to be on even playing fields, so it'll be interesting to see. Maybe we'll see a draft onto Locky here from his teammate, but it doesn't look like it. Techshock's playing pretty aggressive. Maybe going for the draft here.
Yeah,
Gets backed
oh,
out
and
though.
really didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean
I
that's what
like
happens
the
when you play
attempt.
risky
If
though.
you're yeah, if you're itemless, you might as well try to get into first because it's not like you can really have an impact otherwise.
And I think Locky actually hit Jas there as well. So they are going to be occupying most of the top spots. Back bomb onto Tektrox. Pretty brutal. Top 3 for APC. And I mean, maybe playing risky on Tektrox's behalf wasn't worth it at the beginning. You know, he was their only top spot. And this is a sitting track. So you're either going to have to pull it in ninth or you're going to have to catch up some other way. Maybe a golden up or, a blue. We'll see. But it looks like Brody's throwing reds. So
Yeah, Schumann third is very nice too. So much of this track does revolve around that early shortcut here. It doesn't save that much time, but it's kind of the one and only, way to catch up, especially if you're dodging a shock last set and nobody else has a box. That can be the biggest way to overcome a deficit like this. But APC with a very strong top three, finding a lot of spots to double back on these landings and these blind corners and stuff like that. So
for sure. And
they're looking set right now.
I don't think any of US North took the beginning cut, and their highest spot pulled a TC. So it's actually like a 2 to 3 second lead for ABC in top 3 here. And Ops is just going to be holding the shroom, right? He doesn't want a chance at TC. He needs to take that, or he wants to take that cut at the beginning. He doesn't need to. He's pretty far ahead here, but we need to see a shock. We need to see a blue from US North if they want to catch up. But ABC are kind of breaking away right now.
Yeah,
Um,
if they have shock, it's coming this set, like almost for sure. You can't let them take cut again, and you can't let the race continue when you're this far behind.
for
I mean, they
sure.
have a blue, but I think that's about it. I maybe saw this TC up there. I think the guy in fourth just got TC'd again, and two of APC's top three taking cut. They're just going to be so far gone.
Yeah, I mean, even in third, right? There's still a fib middle here, I think. No, it's gone. Um,
Yeah,
but
James
I
is
mean, they're
kind of up
so
there,
far
but
ahead.
yeah, I mean, unless he gets a bomb and makes a great play with it, it's going to be hard to shake up the spots at all.
Yeah, US North kind of need to chain for another blue. Um, it's pretty much the only way James will get a top 2 spot here, unless he performs a masterclass snipe.
I don't
But
think either. Oh, maybe Star just pulled it as he left the station first. I like the
yeah,
attempt from Ops
definitely.
to go
Yeah.
for multiple nanas there in different lines, but I think James just went really wide, playing safe.
Yeah.
And if APC have shock, this could be a really big race for them. But I guess, yeah, I think they did. There's a shock, or no, did Krusty just tank that shock red for his teammate? I think that's what I saw.
I think you're right. Yeah, good play from Krusty. Uh, kind of saving them. That was definitely going to be an APC top 3, right? But it looks like
Yeah, I
it's only in
think
top 2
so.
4.
Krusty getting involved, having an impact even without the shock, that's really important. You know, it was probably like a 4 to 8 point swing, saving his
Hmm.
teammate from getting redded. But again, still a great race from APC. They were in pole position at the start, and yeah, Tektrox played it risky, which a lot of the time is okay. You know, sometimes you can afford to lose a 1v1 if your team is going to be fine without you, but I think that they just kind of lost out in a few different situations at the same time. And that's why APC was so dominant that race.
For sure. And that's actually going to put APC in the lead. They're +1. We might see a spot correct on on BC2, but and that would put US North up 5. But if not, we have an APC lead for the first time this match. And I mean,
Yeah,
we
and they were
need
down they were down a fair amount before, so very strong comeback right now.
yeah, and Krusty unable to get the shock last race. He's pretty much chained boxes in ninth all race long, and then Star just ended up pulling it. But I would argue APC were so far ahead that I don't even know if shock would have mattered, right? Like most of the bottom spots, like bottom 4, were at least 3 seconds or more behind APC in the front. So um, either way, I think that's going to be an APC winning race. Their start was just too strong. We saw they were top 3, and I think US North actually pulled 2 TCs in 4th as their highest spot. So a little unlucky. It looks like Guardian of Dreams does get picked for US North though. Um, pretty much
I feel like
exactly what you want to see.
I feel like to the untrained eye, I think that the narrative is that like lap 3 is the only lap that matters, but I think that once you reach a certain level, I feel like lap 1 is the most important lap a lot of the time.
Yeah,
Like
for sure. Like
the
establishing.
amount of races where like one team just has such a huge advantage from the get-go. Um, you know, sometimes that's what decides it. I guess shock is the you know the the other factor to consider, but besides that, I mean, the lap ones from APC have been pretty great as of late. So we'll see if they can continue that trend with this big schlag and the red as well. If Brody can't take the cut there, oh, but he makes it. That's really important that he got across the cut unscathed.
Yeah, if not, it's another APC breakaway, right? But it looks like Brody's pretty far in first. It looks like he might have even goldened, and getting back rained. Um, Krusty slightly in 10th. Exactly what you want to see if you're US North. It's a 1-4 for them. But these triple shrooms is going to keep him in the race. New screen from his teammate catches him wide. Bomb is going to be pretty interesting here. See a bomb up
Oh,
into the invisible wall.
what did that hit? I didn't even know there was a wall there.
Yeah, there's an invisible wall there. Now he
Unlucky.
knows.
Track knowledge is not enough, I guess. You got to know there's an invisible wall on the first turn.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hated if he just back bombed the other team in 5th and then like chained 4th place boxes. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
TC,
oh,
not what
this
you
is
want to
tough.
see.
A chance to pass it here, though. He's got opponents in front of him that he's going to be blindsiding here. Let's see, going for the pass, and he actually gets it.
Massive. It's redded though.
Yeah, even though he gets traded out, it's still really, really good to secure first right now because that lead is growing even more.
Yeah, that gives Brody a break in 1. US North have the shock and Tech Trucks pulling a mega in 4th. Going to be massive.
Yeah, he is absolutely set here. The play is to just, I think, take it through cut, shock afterwards, secure top 2.
Yeah,
That's what they're probably hoping for, but we'll see if APC has anything to say about it.
I
Techshock's
wouldn't
going to
be
be driving
surprised if
safe.
an early shot comes out here though to make sure Valkyrie can't shroom up and catch Brody. Uh,
Right, that's a
Groundstar,
risk.
gotta be careful of Groundstar though.
Yeah, they gotta wait it out. We'll see.
Looks like they're holding it.
Will 2-3 take cut? There is a shroom in second, not enough to get into first, so we should see a mega and then a shock in a couple seconds. There it is. And now I guess, oh, I would have thought go for the box there, try to pull a red for the combo, but they're gonna
I
be
think
top
he
2
doesn't.
anyway by a little bit.
I think he doesn't want a chance at TC.
Oh
Oh,
my
the green
god!
getting them both. The
That
green
is
getting them both.
insane!
Oh my god, that's a massive green. That is like a 20-point green by Valkyrie. US
Jazz
North able to
dies
take it down.
too. Wow, APC gets like top 2-5 off of it. What a crazy green. I mean, I think it like bounced off the like underside of the ledge and it got him in the air over the gap. That was ludicrous.
Yeah. I mean, that should have been a top 2 from US North, and instead it's like a plus 15 race for for APC. I mean that green sniping Brody and then ricocheting off the wall, like Torp said, and greening Tektrox too. And I mean, crazy green. I mean, that is like a complete. That's a 30-point green, right? It's a top 2 4-6 instead of a clean top 2. And maybe that comes down to Tektrox skipping that box in third, like Torp said. That could have been a red. That could have redded. Uh, that could have taken out Valkyrie, and then the green snipe never would have happened. Um, but great play from Valkyrie. I mean, we were talking about how he's a solid fourth. You know, he's going to be putting in the dirty work for the team, and I would argue he just did more than that. That is a completely race, honestly, war-changing green, right? Like, um, that's the difference
Yeah.
between being up and starting top 2, or being down and the other team starting top 2, 4, 5, or whatever they just got. Like, crazy,
Wh-
crazy green.
Where I'm from, we call that the play of the game. You know what I'm saying?
We do.
So yeah, APC, after being down for the majority of this match, are 1 GP away from winning the first ever Custom Track World Cup if they can hold this 18-point lead. It's not that big of a lead, but it's enough that, US North got to dig deep.
Hmm. And it looks like there is a spot correct on the BC2 ending. So Locky getting corrected to second and Tektrox getting corrected to first. So they're actually only down 12. But still, being up is still really impressive. I definitely would have expected them to be down, especially with how some of these races have been going. Um, but we do see a top 2 for APC able to hold their top spots. Um, Brody
Missing an
drafting up, it
MC
looks
there,
like,
kind of a problem. Brody's going to squeak into first. Really important to be in first on this track. Kind of an RBC-esque situation where there's just so many places to back, including these, shortcuts and ramps where there's not a lot of room to maneuver.
for
So we'll
sure.
see if Brody can capitalize now.
Yeah, and if you're in US North, like if you want any player drafting up and getting into first, you want it to be Brody, but Brody actually fails. Oh
He
no,
went for the bounce strat. Is that what's going
yeah,
on?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
bouncing on
think
the
he,
wall.
yeah, unfortunately not able to make it. It looks like Krusty's slightly in 10th, but APC, their bagger's driving forwards in 9th, so I think APC just got a 9th place shot. Good
Oh, nice
backflip from Brody
fib.
though. See 2 of US North taking the cut. Maybe we'll see a stop star here from Tech Trucks, or at least some sort of schlagging.
You got
That's an
one,
up
yeah.
too.
And the Mega
Blue
is going to
comes
be a
in.
good chain. Brody's going to get blued
uh, US North actually just getting bumped off there. Brody getting comboed.
and
That
comboed. And
Nana.
Tektrox hit a Nana in plain sight, which is not a good look as James is kind of fending for himself up here.
Yeah, and I mean it's
Pack kind of spread out.
1-3-4 with shock. So James is either gonna have to perform a masterclass here, or they're gonna have to star shock out of the good back green from James though. They're gonna have to star shock out of them maybe. It looks like they go for it in the mega, but Tech Trucks ends up missing. Um,
Yeah. Good idea from Tektrox. That's really one of the first times I've seen the runners kind of interact with the baggers like that. You don't see that maybe as much on CTs just because of like the layout of a lot of the tracks, but um, that's one way that you can turn a race around like this is to try to hit the other bagger, force them to drop shock. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out there.
for sure. It looks like Brody was able to take out MHS there, so it's a 2-3-4 for US North. I would imagine that was a US North POW, but I could be wrong. Yeah, they target POW'd Locky off in first. Tech Trucks ended up getting redded, but it's still top 2 for US North. Maybe we'll see some cut takers, a shock come out. Um, but either way, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
Oh, he's slagging his own teammate.
Yeah, I think Locky pulled a Brody and failed the neutral bounce, and then
Yeah.
got sent wide. Uh,
Oh,
Blue comes
another
out,
APC player getting hit. Yeah, the blue coming out. If there's a shock, it usually comes around this cut here on the left. Looks like only one person is going for it.
and it's a US North member. Um, we do see one of APC way in last right now. It looks like They're most of the mid spots. Golden here is massive.
Definitely an APC shock. You could tell by the way he spammed his golden at the last second. I
Yeah,
think we already knew that they had it, but
but no APC Dodgers. They only got
yes.
shocked into set. We do see a blue coming out onto APC. I
Oh,
think Tech
he's
Trucks or Brody just
opting to
got
chain
aboard.
the shrooms. I feel like he should have just taken cut and caught up there with those because now he's tried his luck again and got a TC.
Yeah, and it's top 4 for US North right now. Golden comes out. They got Stot Mega. Yeah, okay, it's a top 4 for
And
US North.
TC, oh my gosh. US
Yeah.
North is going to bring this whole thing back. They're going to be in the lead with 3 races left. APC did not handle this race very well, I think.
Yeah, and it's almost surprising how badly that just turned out. I mean, APC had blue, they had shock, they had like they were bottom 3. Like, how did they get bottom 4? How is that even possible? That's really surprising. Worst case scenario, you think they just drive through set and get like dodges to dodge, or they get shocked into set and take cut. But uh, it looks like they weren't able to do any of that. I think, well, Ops ended up chaining his shrooms,
Yeah,
not
I'm
deciding
shocked
not
by
to
that
take the cut.
decision. That was definitely a blunder there. I mean, that's the best cut there is remaining on the track, and you got the perfect item for it. Um, I don't know what came over him there to decide to go around. But
Yeah,
now they're gonna find themselves on the back foot as US North are once again in the driver's seat in match 2.
yeah. I mean, worst case scenario for Ops, right? He takes the cut. He either has 2 shrooms and shrooms into first, or chains a box, or he just he takes the cut on the last turn and gets into first, right? So uh, maybe he was hoping to get like triple reds and red out all 3 of US North, but you're up. They were already winning the war, so just playing like getting like a decent spot there wasn't a bad idea, um, and maybe even getting first. Uh, but uh, great stuff from US North. I mean, they played that pretty much as well as they could have. Maybe
Yeah,
more so on APC not playing at their best, but definitely not a poorly played race from US North, getting top 4 when there's a shock from APC. And they actually did target POW Locky off in first, which was that POW was massive for them. Um, and they're able to snowball it into Halogen Highway. And it's pretty much impossible to catch up early on Halogen. They're probably going to be able to keep these top spots unless something goes dramatically wrong. But we'll see here. Looks like they're able to hold it
always a
so
little
far.
always a little congested here at the beginning. We'll see if they coordinate some double backs on the turner on the ramp. Looks like multiple US North players getting hit already.
Yeah,
Birdie and Tech Trucks sent straight to the back.
yeah, both getting redded, and then James actually hitting the wall in first. So
I think
it's a, it's a
Ops was trying
yeah,
to
I don't
red
know.
Jazz and went for the wrong guy. Maybe a fib sniper right here. Just throw it right now. Yes, sir. See ya. That might have hit like. Oh, that
I
was his
think
teammate again. I think.
just hit his
Oh my
teammate.
God, it looks so perfect. I was so happy for him. That was exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, yeah. You have the American lag, so it would have worked for you.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But US North surprisingly back at the front. They're almost top 4. They are top 2. Um, and not what I would have expected. That beginning was pretty bad, but it's a 1-3-4 for US North. And I wasn't able to see the bagger battle, but it looks like starts slightly in 10. Um, Probably just going to play safe here with this red in second. There's not much he can do. He's not going to be able to red out first, and if he backs it, he risks getting stepped out himself, but it looks like he backed one of his teammates in the back
That
there.
was his teammate. Yeah, that
Yeah,
green. Oh, it's always dangerous throwing a green back into the pack because if you don't hit the guy right behind you, that green could hit anybody.
for sure. Yeah. And we might actually see a crusty shock because Techtrux is holding Bill and Star just respawned. So I think it's a 1-3-4-5 with a Bill in fifth and shock
Yeah.
for US North. He's got to be careful for the bomb. Oh my god.
I think he panicked a little bit there. This is still a pretty good spot to bill, so it's gonna get US North up into the front. One player getting taken out, but still, with chalk, it's gonna be hard to catch up for APC right now. I think James is comfortably in first, so if they can just kind of keep their wits about them and not do anything crazy, but that TC is so bad. A one-way ticket to the back, unless he can somehow get a pass here. I don't know. Maybe James can throw in some back
Be a red
spam.
or something.
Yeah, but it's not gonna happen. See, I mean, they still are in winning spots if they just don't do anything. You know,
And
sometimes you got to
Stars
know
just
when to not do anything, and that's right now for U.S. North. One, three,
mm,
four. Someone in the back getting hit. They should be
Star
fine.
Star driving with a Star. Good Nana though. I think he's
Yeah.
actually
Oh my
dead.
God, he's got to live. It doesn't even matter. They all beat him anyway.
Top 3 for US North. What is going on right now? Like these are all of these race endings are not like how the race should be ending. Every like the last 2 races, there's been or last 3 races, even Garden of Dreams, like just massive swings on the last turn, pretty much.
Yeah,
For
Tektrox got TC'd to the back and then pulled a hero pow for the last
yeah,
turn.
yeah. And getting forced into his bill was pretty bad there. I mean, he could just build late last at the end and then just guarantees himself like a top spot if they shock or whatever. And even if they don't, probably still securing at least a top 2. But getting forced into the bill, getting TC'd out, and then like Dorp said, getting a Tau and then just target powering him off. And that was honestly the biggest swing there. Or not off, but he might as well have been. It was a top 3 for US North after the POW. So plus 36. It's a 2-race lead, and there's only 2 races left. So I'm curious to see how this will end. It's pretty close.
Yeah, U.S. North stock very high right now. They are on the verge of sending it to a match 3.
Yeah, and also going to be the only team to beat APC in the whole tournament if they manage this. So um, very curious to see how this race 11, basically the last race, honestly, if if it goes in US North's favor, and BC4 getting picked, definitely a track that would favor US North if I had to guess. And I mean, they picked it, so clearly they're confident. And the beginning is going to be so important. ABC need to get up there, and US North need to hold these top spots. Shroom is pretty much the best time he could have got. I think Brody also got a Shroom though, so he's going to be able to challenge him in first. Taking an alt line to not allow him to draft. Very well played. I think he just forced his way into first. Both of these players are in first on their screen, but Ops actually muscling his way into first there. Brody lost a little bit too much time, and he kills
He
Brody,
gets
gets him
the
in the wall.
bump.
It's
That was
top
so
3.
good.
Well
Really, really
played.
well played 1v1 there. He what was important at the beginning is he knew that he was going to get pushed to the left, so he adjusted his drift a little bit to not hit the wall. And then once he got ahead, he pushed it until he had space to go for the schlag and then bump Brody into the wall. Every bit of
Yeah.
that was like flawless.
And 100% an APC pal there. We know MHS is about to dodge this blue. He has a Shroom in first, so top 3 back red coming out. Gets him! Really good back red. Hides another one. Gets him again! Good back reds from Ops. These are massive plays uh, from him. I mean, this is pretty much a one-man show this race, and it's gotten them into top 3-5. Both of the baggers unable to make the bagging strat, so it's shockless. We do see
Yeah. Oh, he's
ABC.
got the bomb too. He's gonna. Oh no! He had everything. He had all the cards. And again, the problem of just trying to do too much. I think he could have just backed all the items he had. But again, still in such a great spot here. I mean,
Yeah,
that's gonna be lights out for Tektrox. So, U.S. North still in bottom 3, and this is a track that, while it is long, it's still kind of hard to catch up because it's just turns, and they're gonna be getting pelted with back spams for the remainder of the race
for
with this
sure. And it's
APC
top
top
three
3.
five. Brody ended up
Yeah.
getting hit out. I think. Oh, and holding the blue. I mean, they pretty much need a shock. I think Star already has it though. So unless Ethan is just hiding with shock right now on the rail, uh, but it doesn't look like it. I think Star might have it. And this blue is, I mean, pretty much the best pull he could have got. Right? There's no way to catch them now. This was US North's only chance was a blue, and now they're bottom 3 with no shock and no potential to get the blue. So. Um, Bomb back, forces one of them into a mega. See US North and a Star as well. Just hiding with this blue. He knows he can't lose it. And Tektrox tries to hit him, but he doesn't. He wasn't able to. So it looks like we're going
Still
to have
think it's
an
top
interesting
two.
last race.
4. Yeah, if they can keep these spots, get a good race, it could be very close. Brody's trying to make something happen here. If US North can salvage like a 3-4-5 out of this, that would be very good for them to keep a decent cushion going into the last race. But we'll see because we know that APC do have the shock here. I don't know if they'll have a last second dodge though, with one player holding the blue.
Yeah, we
There's a
see a
bill
bill come
coming
out,
out that is James in the bill, so at best they can call him out of the bill later. I don't know. There's a star in the back from somebody else.
and it's a
What's the
3-4-5
move?
right now for. Oh my god,
There it is. It's Valperly dodging up. Gonna gain a few spots
triple.
there. Maybe get fourth.
Yeah, I think it's a top 2-4-6, top two four
James got
five
hit
for APC.
twice. Oh my gosh, this is actually gonna be close.
It's going to be within 10 points into the last, or within 15 points, if I had to guess, into the last race. I think I think it's exactly a 15-point lead actually into the last race.
It came from a killer lap one from APC and Ops, especially with that 1v1. I think Brody just, made a misjudgment there, thinking that he could kind of swerve wide and not leave
Mhm.
any room to pass, but he was mistaken.
Yeah, and I mean that just got them into the spots that they exactly needed to be in. I mean, MHS got a shroom in second, and Ops slowed down. So even though a blue came out, they weren't able to catch them. And then um, Ops just doing a little bit of schlag work and pulling the blue, and that was pretty much curtains right there. I mean, there's no way you're going to catch the top two, especially uh, when they have shock, right? So we see a plus 15 into the last race for US North, but APC are top 2-4-5 starting the next race. So this track pick could this track pick alone could decide the whole World Cup, right? Um,
Big race, big race here, and they steal it. APC. TikTok clock, classic running track.
yeah, and both of these teams are praying for a track pick right now. They know how crucial it is, and it picks TikTok clock. So US North are gonna have to do some good. I don't know. They're gonna have to get up there somehow, right? They can't let APC break away. Luckily, they're still up 15, so they can play for like a top two, bottom two, or whatever. Um, but this is an amazing running track, and it doesn't look like APC were able to draft though. Could be massive. Could take out all of US North here, but it's kind of risky throwing it. Bombs
So the
out.
throw got one, maybe two US plays. I think it was Techtrox and Brody both getting hit. Really strong start for APC.
Yeah, and APC are top 2-4-5 right now, and that bomb was massive.
Yeah. Noelle all alone up here for US North. Really important job for him to just hold that spot down. If you get hit one time, that could be the entire race falling out of reach.
Yeah, and it's a top 2-4-5 still for APC. Both of them trading. That's a good trade. I mean, APC are top three now, so APC are happy to take a trade like that. James goldening up though. He's going to get into second. Uh, it looks like
Oh, there's a
Krusty.
blue so
It looks
big
like
for that.
it looks like Krusty's driving forwards. I think Krusty got shock in ninth. Um, that could
That
be
could, yeah, that could save them.
massive.
That could save US North.
Yeah,
Let's
back
see.
red
Goes
comes
for the
out.
back green, hits somebody in the back. Hard to say who. APC fighting for these top spots. If they get like a top three or like 1, 3, 4, 5, that would be enough to do it. But James up
Brody's
here
up
is
there
trying to
too.
make that hard. Yeah, they've got multiple players now in range of first place. Triple Shrooms is so big here for Ops. Get a Shroom, maybe even Chain here for another box,
Oh,
but he gets hit by his teammate. Miscue,
and his
that's so bad.
and his teammate gets blued. US North are going to be top two. The Shrimp though. Brody
Oh,
has
it's
a
so
green.
close. He's not going
US
to be able
North
to get in front here. He has to back off, even though you don't want to, and he gets redded out anyway. US North in so many top spots now.
and US North holding shock. I think US North are going to win it. APC definitely would have used it if they had. And yeah, that's a US North win. I don't know how APC just managed to throw that. I mean, backfibbing your teammate in his face while he's shrooming into first. Ops would have been able to get into first and then dodge the blue, keeping them in top two. But that's not what happened. And North won that race, winning match two. First dropped match for APC. Uh, Hopefully that doesn't weigh too much on their mental. I mean, they're not used to losing, right? They never lose. So um, It'll be interesting. I mean, great stuff from US North after that bomb lap one, and they still ended up catching up to the top spots. So, um, I mean, you can't
Yeah.
get
Whew.
a nail biter last couple of races there, and especially race 12. Um, but we did see a US North win, uh, and it's going to be APC hosting match two, or sorry, match three. We're going into a third match for the grand finals.
The first loss so far from APC. And definitely some shakiness there at the end. I mean, they did get blued in an unfortunate way. I think there were two blues that race, if I remember, and it's so, you've been there, I've been there. It's tough to make plays that make sense in the heat of the moment, even when it seems like there's an obvious choice. Sometimes your judgment gets clouded. But now that they've lost, I do have to worry if they can compose themselves and play at the top of their game for one more match.
Yeah, no. It'll be very interesting to see what happens, but I'm excited. I mean, you can't really ask for a more entertaining grand final so far. Big plays, big snipes, big shocks, big everything. I mean, everything has there's been some massive, last second changes at the end of these races, and it's almost it's so entertaining. You never know who's going to win until they've crossed pretty much. I mean, there was like a stint of like 4 or 5 races there at the end where the spot just completely flipped at the end of lap 3. And um, I mean, Garden of Dreams, Halogen Highway, TikTok Clock. I think there was another one in there too. Yeah, Castle of Time. Um, all ended differently than I would have thought. So um, this match 3 will be just as entertaining, I'm sure. Probably more entertaining, right? I mean, match 3 is always the most exciting, and yeah, I mean, both teams both teams will be, it's now or never, I guess, right? There's no more matches after this. This is the end. So
And that's what it's all about. One match to decide the champion of the world.
yeah, yeah. Will US be the best country in the world, or will a whole continent be be
Right.
the best country? um,
Representing the homeland.
yeah,
I don't know exactly what uh what nationalities the other team belongs to across the board, but yeah, US North, I mean, I still feel like they're the favorites. I don't know. We've seen a lot of swings both ways. We've seen a lot of capability from both teams, but it seems like it's going to be, if you had to ask me, I feel like it's going to be a reality check moment. I feel like US North is going to finally lock in and play at their absolute best, which I think they haven't been so far, and I think they're going to come out swinging. And I think that if APC doesn't rise to that level, I think they're going to get left behind here. And that's my honest prediction.
I I actually think it's the other way around. Personally, I think APC have been making the bigger plays pretty much all World Cup. I mean, they went undefeated, and in these matches, I would say they've had some of the big. I think they've had the highest highs, but also the lowest lows. I think they made a couple really crucial mistakes, and but I think their best plays are better than US North has been playing. So I think if both teams are competing at their very, very best, then I think APC edges them out slightly, especially with Star. I feel like Star has gotten a majority of the shocks. Maybe not that more. I wasn't too sure on the shock count, but match one in the specific, I mean, it was pretty much Star getting the shock every single race, right? Um,
He's been huge. Hard to understate that. I think one factor that maybe could come into play is that they're 24 races in. They've probably picked their main go-to tracks already, so there is a little bit of a depth question here. Like, can they perform across the rest of the tracks in the pack, right? That maybe they haven't played so far in the World Cup because they haven't played a best of three series yet that's gone the distance like this. So
mhm.
that's a question. Um, but yeah, Star has been super, super good for APC across the board. Even in that match where they didn't win, it didn't feel like it was a shot count difference there. Um,
No,
but yeah,
definitely not. And I mean,
we'll
I mean,
see, we'll
even on
see.
Castle of Time, when APC got Shock, it was still a top four from USN, uh, which really surprising. But some of these races are just I don't know. You don't know who's going to win until the last turn or until they finished, honestly, um, which is pretty entertaining. I mean, match one, APC kind of ran away with it, you know, but match two, you couldn't really ask for a more entertaining match two. Pretty close overall and pretty close endings from both teams. Shock count was close. And yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I think US North are slightly favored in the remaining tracks. I know there's still a couple. Um, I know there's still a couple um, big tracks that Brody has on the board, like Marble Towers or Flying Kingdom. I don't know if he picks the rabbit hole, but a couple. I don't know the depth of APC's track picks. Like you were saying, I don't know how these these 25 through 36 tracks are going to go for them, because I would imagine they've already picked most of their favorites, right? The one they're most comfortable on. Um, so it'll be interesting to see how the track picks determine the match. But um,
Yeah, either way, it should be a good one, and I kind of like that. I like seeing the teams be in a situation that maybe they haven't been that many times, or these guys who haven't been in the finals before being a little uncomfortable. I think that brings out the true colors, you know.
For sure, yeah, for sure. And I would imagine at least some of these players are probably pretty nervous going into a match three of grand finals of World Cup. It doesn't get more intense than this, right? And this is the final match, so maybe we'll see some nervous plays come out, maybe some some mistakes, but for the most part, I think the level of play has been pretty high from both teams. A couple mistakes, but I mean everybody makes mistakes, right? So um, yeah, we're just waiting for this room to fill. Make sure you guys get some, some drinks, some food, some Diet Coke. Oh, for this final match, you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave mid match.
Yeah, you gotta stay locked.
Yeah, you can't look away.
These best of threes do tend to they tend to drag out a little bit, which it adds even another layer, you could say, like the endurance, right? It's at a certain point, like you're gonna be a little bit tired. I don't think anyone's like nervous anymore, right? Because it's a different type of nerves than like, oh, like I'm nervous about going into the match, right? That kind of subsides at some
Mhm.
point, but it's kind of like it's like, do you want it so bad that you can still continue to play well after 2 hours or 2.5 hours
Yeah,
of
that's a
ups
good
and
point.
downs?
I know for a fact that that US North were nervous on that last race though, when APC are top three, like going into the very end, like that could be them losing the World Cup. So I'm sure they're a little nervous there. Maybe not going into the match, they're not nervous, but those last second close races, I'm sure there's definitely some nerves uh, out to play in those in particular. But it looks like we have 10 in room. We're probably going to start pretty quickly here. Um, I'm gonna quickly BRB before this starts. So I'll
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll be 1 moment.
Match three, winner take all, 12 races to decide the champion. Um, yeah, it's hard to say what the history shows because there is no history. This is the first ever CT World Cup. The winners will cement their legacy as the first to ever do it. Um, and I'm excited. I'm ready to lock in and see how the cards are laid down. Teams both reaching a little bit deeper into their bag, pulling out some tracks that they normally probably wouldn't pick very often, just because there is the no repick rule. So a bunch of tracks that would be their go-tos are off the table. I just noticed that the teams have their me shirt colors coordinated. That is awesome. It's like they got jerseys on. And it is APC to get their opening track pick. Starting in first, host advantage is not really that big of a factor in this match because they're doing a 12 race GP format, so they only get the one race of starting in first, but we'll see if they can capitalize on it. The story so far is that frontal presence has kind of swung back and forth. We have seen some big plays from APC along the way, and it seems like overall APC has been winning the bagging battle with Star pulling the majority of the shocks, especially in match one. But nevertheless, these teams are about as even as can be. So we'll see how things shake out.
For sure. And we do see an APC top two early on here. Um, this is a pretty strong running track, so unless US North are able to shroom up at the very end, might see APC run away with it. We do see Krusty slightly intent. He's going to be getting a box after 30. Looks like someone just failed the bridge tricks off in a decently high spot, but triple shrooms in third here are massive. This is a great pull for Tektrox. He might even be able to get into first. I wouldn't be surprised if he burns all three. Ooh, good
Now,
cut.
just a two shroom version right there, and that POW didn't really hit anyone up in the front, so he's gonna have to be a little bit careful here to not get hit. I imagine that um, this sandwich is gonna be hard to survive, and yeah, he does get green right away. That's a really nice shot there, and the red combo. Bad start for
And
Tektrox. There was a lot of potential. That was very
this
funny.
Thwomp is scaring him. We do see a Bill in eighth, but APC are top four right now, so they're gonna have to do some catching up here.
I really like
Looks,
how he politely waited for the Thwomp to go by. It was like the
yeah,
he didn't have the right of way, so you know he had to wait a little bit longer.
yeah, what a nice guy.
This is a tough
Um,
spot. I mean, APC has pretty much everything going their way right now.
yeah, with their bagger
This
intent to
was
keep in mind.
yeah,
So
and this was their track pick too, so they should know how to convert this into a big win. I mean, they are still I think top four with only one lap to go. Bagger's neck and neck
yeah,
right here. I mean, maybe somebody can go for a hit, but I
it
think
looks like
Krusty just starred Star.
yeah, maybe we can see a shock here for Krusty in 10th.
Yeah,
Um,
but they're just so far. I mean, the top two at least is so far gone that it doesn't really matter. They don't even have to go for these tricks.
yeah, Tech Shock's still holding Bill though. So if good hop
Ooh, nice hop
dodge,
dodge. I mean, do
yeah,
you
maybe
even go
we'll
for cut? I feel like you don't want to get TS on the side.
probably not. I think
Yeah,
Star might even
smart.
have it. Like, because if US North had it right, they would have dodged by now. And yeah, you see a late
But
APC shock,
multiple people dodge. We'll see who comes up. I think I saw.
one of each.
Yeah, maybe. U.S. North in bottom three though. Big start for APC. They got their track pick. They held the top spots pretty much the entire time, and they just seem
Yeah,
to be a little bit more comfortable there.
I think it's a top 2 4 5 for APC there, and I mean a great start to the match. Um, kind of just ran away with it after lap one, and yeah, Tektrox was uh, their only higher spot, like top spot there, and then he just he got hit out, and then got comboed with the red, and then waited for the swamp to go by. So losing about 10 seconds in total, if I had to guess.
That is, yeah, that was a funny sequence. Strong start, plus 23 for APC right off the bat. And like we've seen so far, a chance to snowball, which could be very, very powerful, as there's a lot of tracks still remaining in the pack where you can start in the front, and if you play accordingly and nothing goes really wrong, you can just kind of keep it. That's what they're looking to do.
hundred
And I think
percent.
it's probably also worth saying that with the lag difference between the different continents, it's a little bit harder to find drafts at the beginning, which makes it maybe even easier to hold top spots. And I think that applies to both teams, of course, because lag goes both ways. Everyone knows that. But for the team that's starting in the front, obviously you're going to have the advantage when it's your turn.
Yeah, and I would actually say APC is almost at a disadvantage because US North, they all live in like the north of the United States, right? But APC, they're from all over the globe pretty much, right? Lockie's in Australia, Ops is in the UK. So even though they're on the same team playing for the same the country, like they might not be able to draft each other when they start in like 1-4 or whatever, just because of that lag difference. And I mean, we already see it Ops starting ahead of Lockie there, but decides to space out. And it's a top three. Goes to the low. Triple Reds is a great
Yeah,
pull here.
not a particularly fast low, but it is good to just be changing your speed and messing up the players behind you. APC still holding down top three for right now. Here's Brody trying to do something about it, but I think he's itemless and he gets hit.
Yeah, I think he hits the Nana Trail from Valkyrie there. Tekton's goldening up though.
Also getting hit though, not able to pass into first. Locky doing such a great job right now,
Yeah,
staying
and
ahead.
if you're Tektron's there, like you still have a couple seconds of your golden, right? You can just play safe and ensure you get into first there. We do
Yeah.
see a red come out though, redding
Oh, I
Locky
wonder if
out of
he
first.
maybe he missed the box there. It didn't even look like he tried to fib him. I think he just missed the box last set, which is a pretty bad blunder.
I think you're right, and
First place really valuable on this track.
we did see Krusty actually get Bill and Bill. So it is APC star in 10th right now, which could be massive later on in this race. See Op shrimming up here, gonna get a 4th place box here. Blooper not gonna cut it, but Valkyrie in second with triple reds might be able to red out Tektrox. We see a Hail Mary fib, but
Ridiculous fib attempt. Going for the highlight reel. Yeah, 2T4 not super strong, but maybe they can hold this. Triple Red's can be good. It looks like he's gonna maybe slow down a little bit. Yeah, let his teammates pass. If he can hit one or two people right here, that could secure maybe a winning race later on for APC, especially because it does seem like they have shock.
yeah. And honestly, I wouldn't have even hated to see, Ops kind of sit like that earlier instead of backing 2 of his triple reds. Kind of just stop on them. But I think he's gonna be able to red Jas. No, Jas ends up breaking it, but Ops has more reds, and I think it's actually targeting his teammate.
Oh, but Jazz does get hit eventually. So 2T4, the Shroom, I think that might be a further win TC. If not, maybe they'll cancel it at the very end. We'll see. But he gets bumped awkwardly. Gonna lose a spot to James.
Oh, and they're actually shock bluing him. I think it's a top 2-4-5 for APC still. Or
That was awfully tight. Yeah, 245.
yeah, a little bit
Maybe.
of delay on that shock. You saw Ops like slow down onto the ramp for about a second there. Um, but US North throwing the blue and able to shock blue APC on the line, even though it was an APC shock. So um, pretty I mean, it's kind of hard to play that. Good run from Tektrox. And it's actually a 1-3. So it's a 2-4-5. I think that was a 2-4-5-6 for APC there, but not not a bad race if you're US North. It's a +1 race, actually, but they started the other team started in way more favorable spots on DS Wario Stadium, which is like a really, really strong running track, and US North didn't get cooked. They actually won the race. So
Yeah.
um,
I think Locky missing that box was the big issue for them that race. I think US North did end up pulling the blue later on anyway, but still, that's the kind of mistake that you would hope to not be making at this stage in the game. I mean, a
yeah,
single mistake like that could end up being the difference between going home a champion or being runner-up.
hmm and I think that's a pretty uncharacteristic fail from Lucky. He was kind of piecing them up at the beginning of lap 1. Honestly, he was holding down first pretty well. Um, I think Brody got nanoed by Valkyrie, but then I think Locky was able to hit another one of US North in Tektrox, I believe, when he shroomed up, but it didn't end up mattering. And Candy Coaster getting chosen, it's sitting after a certain point, so maybe that benefits US North. It seems like Star has mostly been in 10th so far in this war, but just overall in the best of 3. But this beginning cut, almost similar to Gardens on RTs, people are just going to be shrimming up at the very start. So if if Ops gets shrooms here, he might just break into 1. But it looks like bottom 3 are going to be able to shroom up. Brody and a Star.
Yeah, definitely one of those tracks where it's like a rat race to get into the beginning at the very start. We'll see. Ops maybe trying to play the long game here, holding these streams till the next lap, but wow, that swerve was brutal for him. He just got absolutely latered off the track.
Yeah, and it's a US North top 2 already. They're already into top 2. Um, and they kind of have a breakaway, to be honest. They have about a 1 or 2 second lead. Tektrox probably going to up to back these and get maybe a shroom or something for the cuts, but it's possible Brody might have a shroom on him in first.
I think
It's
he
not out of the
starred
question.
up on lap 1, but it's not out of the question. Yeah, there's a POW preventing any more breaking away from happening, but yeah, this lead is looking very solid. Locky's in third, but again, third place items are really not too impactful. You can't get triple shrooms or mega or anything to catch up with, really. So top two
Mhm.
is looking pretty safe for the time being. But there is a shock,
It's
only
an
dodging
APC
Locky,
shock.
I think. Yeah, ABC shock, and that wheelie bump is actually he's gonna lose a lot of time off that as Locky sneaks into first past Brody.
And I wonder what item he has because he didn't red combo either of them, right? So maybe he has a shroom in first.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. He doesn't opt to go for that Shroomless at the end, but he's gonna still be fine in first. We'll see if he does end up taking the cut here or not. Ops is going to be taking the cut as well. And yeah, they did take cut in first there. So Locky's going to be up there. Here comes Ops into third place. So APC looking pretty good. Pack is super spread out. So it's really just like, they're not
Hmm.
even like 1v1s, but it's,
A
you
blue
know,
here could be massive. Good back
yeah.
reds from Ops. And maybe we'll see a blue. It looks like it's shockless at the moment. Neither bagger able to pull it.
APC with two of these top three spots pretty much locked down. Looks like Locky's going to have no problems at all. He goes
Good
for the
trick
trick
snipe
snipe,
attempt.
which is kind of crazy. And a
Not a bad
bomb here,
attempt though.
maybe? Yeah, I like it. Just back it. Nothing to worry about.
Another APC shock as well.
Yeah, someone got TS, but I don't know. I don't think they're really playing for top spots. I think they're just trying to salvage spots in the back. Gonna be
Hmm.
at best like a 1-3-5,
1-3-4.
maybe 1-3-4.
Uh,
Yeah,
and I mean, not a horrible race if you're US North, considering they got two shocks on Candy Coaster, but it looks like neither of the baggers were able to get back, which was a little bit surprising. And uh, I think not exactly what you want to see, I guess, if you're US North. I mean, it could be worse for sure, but now you're down 31 points, and it's only been 3 races, so um, we'll have to see.
yeah,
Maybe a shock can come out for them or whatever. Get them back into it.
yeah. Sometimes it only takes one. APC building a lead after falling down match two. They're showing some important resilience here. Still lots of races to go, but if they can continue building on this lead, they can put themselves in a really good seat. And I really like what I'm seeing from Locky so far. He's been their front man as far as disrupting top spots, putting up points on the board, showing why he was their team MVP so far throughout this tournament.
For sure, yeah, yeah, really holding down the front and keeping those uh, those top spots on the side of APC. And I mean, it's been working. Whatever he's been doing to get up there, it's been working. If it's dodging, if it's if it's just running, backing them out, been doing a great job of it so far. And it looks like it's going to be Castle of Darkness, a little bit of an interesting one. Uh, been around in the pack for a while here. It has a shroom box in first, so makes it a little bit tricky for whoever is going to catch up. But um, I wonder because there's a shroomless cut on this track, and I wonder how many of the players in the room can do it. I would imagine most of them, but we see a shroom here. Just going to see him shroom early, I would imagine.
Yeah, this track is runnable if you can get that shroom box. But yeah, another one of those long tracks that's going to be very complicated. So I expect to see the lead changing around a lot. Nice fib from
Yeah,
Ops.
yeah, taking out Brody and getting the shroom, so he's probably going to be able to shroom into first again. If I had to guess, it's a 1-3 for US North. Jas actually might have a shroom in first. Um, it looks like he
Yeah, looks
does.
like it. Or he's going for a risky back spam right here. We'll see. No, he just has a shroom.
He would have got him if he did.
Yeah,
um, good draft from Ops though. He might even be able to get into first here.
very close.
Ooh.
Let's see, he goes for the hit. It takes out his trail, so they're gonna keep tussling up here. Um, but I feel like you might even rather just take the second place box.
Yeah.
Chance to fib red him here. Looks like he pulls his Nana. So we're gonna
And we
stay
see
locked in for a while.
Star way in 10th right now as well. I think Jas just backed his only protection, so he might be getting redded actually, but it looks like he was able to get an item and break it. We see one person taking the shroom cut here. Actually, looks like they did a Trimless. It was Tech Shocks gets netted out. Brody's back at the front though, but he might be getting redded, um, especially with this POW.
Oh, I
Oh,
think he
he
thought
trick
that he was
sniped
gonna
it.
get powed, so he tried to, yeah, he tried to throw the red, but he was facing backwards. It looks like there's gonna be people taking the cut up there anyway, so not a huge missed opportunity, but that is a tough mistake right there. You really
It's a
wanted to
crazy
be
shroom.
you wanted to be in contention to take out the top spots right there, but again, I think that it's not too bad for APC as the blue's gonna come out.
It looks like they are bottom three though, unless I must have seen wrong. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
ABC bottom three right now. Stars in 10th though, so could be dangerous. We do see Crusty driving forwards. Maybe he got in ninth. Maybe he's gonna drop a star. You never know. This oh, good back red though, from US North, taking. Oh, sorry,
yeah. I'm hoping
maybe
that
not.
Tech, I don't know. I'm hoping Tech Shox will keep this POW and just drop POW after set before the cut. That's not what I wanted to see at all. Oh,
um,
brother.
see a golden
Because, yeah,
though.
this gives APC the opportunity to get items like Goldens and just catch all the way up. I feel like that POW could have been much better if they held it up until this part where you either prevent the other team from taking cut or get them on the spiral. And, I mean, US North still in really good spots right now. It's at least top two.
Yeah, if APC have it, they might shock into sets, but I think it's a US North shock. I think Crusty got it in ninth. So, and Brody's gonna be able to red out Ops here.
Yeah, maybe the Shroom is not enough. Top two, four for USA. That's gonna keep things pretty close. They fought back. I think that yeah, they maybe didn't play it perfectly, but they did enough. And sometimes that's all you gotta do.
For sure. And any winning race there is sorry, any winning race is exactly what US North wanted to see there, right? They just can't afford to go down by more than 31, and it's actually a plus 15 race for them, so they're only down 16. Uh, but good shock in ninth from Krusty there, kind of saved them because we definitely would have seen a shock into set and fourth there, for Ops, and maybe even a first place if that happened, and maybe a couple APC Dodgers, but um, didn't look like that's what happened, and maybe we can see some spiral potential from North here if they get a track pick, maybe another shock. Um, you never know, but um, I'm curious to see what they pick. I'm sure they're running dry on tracks. You know, they might maybe they've already played all their favorites. Um, looks
Yeah.
like
Two GPs left.
yeah, and
Spanish
it's a
Heat,
close war.
Ribbon Road.
Pretty evenly matched teams. I would have to say. Pretty much every match has been super entertaining so far, except for match one when we saw like a couple track pick streak and a couple shock streak. It's been really close for both teams, and the races have been close. No like super big pack spreads or anything like that, and no, not one team like dominating the races. It's been pretty even. Um, but APC are going to have to put an effort into catching up here. They have to um, do something. It's kind of hard to catch up though because item sets are around the Shrimless cut, and US North are starting top 2-4.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks that is just really complicated. But you know, the blessing on a track like this is just to be able to either get triple shrooms or just run and do all of your strats and not have to worry about the other players. So that's really the goal right now, is to just kind of be in a position where you can just drive and do your own thing and not have to worry about everyone else. And here's a big bomb. Somehow they got into top three, and that bomb's going to hit multiple players. And now they're getting exactly what they want, which is the ability to break away right here.
Yeah, I think both of APC got Goldens and Golden into top two, and then Ops took the one shroom cut and pulled a bomb to back bomb them. So he's gonna break the red. Actually, I thought he was gonna get redded there, but he broke it on the thwomp. And
Yeah, if he
this red
can
could be
go for a
massive.
slag here, I think what he should do is, yeah, slow down so that he's right by Brody. And then I think does he just have time to hit him? Yeah.
Yeah, one of APC failing the cut though, and second Valkyrie not able to make it up top.
Oh yeah, that's a big miss. I just noticed they would have been top four right now, but instead it's only a top three, which is still great, but you know, you want to see You want to see them hitting all their strats, and he hits his teammate's Nana there. That must have been called out. So a mistake there too. U.S. North starting to get back into the race a little bit.
And it's actually a US North shock, by the way. I think Krusty has it right now. So um, James and one of APC kind of breaking away there. MHS hitting the ground green, unfortunately. But I would imagine US North are just probably chaining dodges right now. They're probably cycling for dodges. They do have the shock in ninth, so they can't afford to use two. But it's a top 2-4 for APC right now. But I'm sure they aren't worried. A Mega is a great pull, though. He can predict a massive shock. Maybe he'll try and stop Mega Brody, too. I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
I wouldn't be surprised if Brody has a dodge at this point. Oh no, he's off. That's a
I
big
think
potential miss. As Tetrox is off too, so
I
they
think
trade out one for one.
Brody's off, too.
Brody's off also. Somehow everybody's falling down, and whoever had plans to dodge up and maybe has to figure something else out now at this point. As it looks like APC should be in a pretty good spot given all that's happened. Maybe Jazz has a dodge up there in fourth that he's been holding on to.
Valkyrie
I
failure.
don't
Two,
know.
three, four for US North. I think they might just have to play for everything behind first. First is kind of broken away. Maybe we'll see a blue. I would imagine APC are holding it, though. This
Mega in
Mega could change it, though.
fourth. Yeah, there's a chance. I mean, what, you take cut and dodge and you hope that the guy in first can't do the ending strat? I guess
I
no,
think
he doesn't
so.
have to do the ending strat from this distance,
No, they
but we'll
auto
see.
it.
Oh, he's going
They, I,
around. Interesting.
they were going to call it, but then uh, Star started driving ahead of the guy in first
Here
with
comes
the
the
with the Star.
TS and activate shock.
I think one of them
There
just
it
failed it
is.
as well. uh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, oh, that was a slop fest all around. My word.
A little bit of I don't know, that ending was so convoluted. I mean, um, they were gonna call it. It seemed like they were gonna take the cut with the Mega and then call it, but then Star started driving ahead of their first place player with a Star, so they didn't want to risk the drop Star. And then one of US North failed the ending strat, so they just called it and TS them and respawn dodged. So they got a 2-3-4-6 for US North. Honestly, not that bad considering two of them actually failed the beginning strat, lap three. Um, which completely turned the tides of the race, it seemed, for at least a little bit there. Um,
Yeah. I mean, my only explanation for that is maybe it's just a track that they weren't expecting to play. Maybe that's one that they're not used to picking as often. Because, when we saw APC playing like what's it called, Wario's Climate Cataclysm, they were
mhm,
looking like very comfortable. Like I didn't see anyone fail a shortcut the entire time. Like they all got into top spots. Everyone was looking fast, looking clean. And then on a track like that, we saw bodies flying left and right, people failing strats, and I mean on
for
both
sure.
teams really, but like it does indicate that in this match three situation, they're not in a situation they've been in before.
For sure. I mean, we saw Ops kind of get that like bounce off of the first ramp and kind of fall off. The cut is pretty tricky. There is a way to avoid it, but he probably was unaware. And there's a Nana on it as well. So maybe they just weren't used to taking it from like an alternative line, you know? Um,
Yeah.
but it's a 7 point game into race six here. And Dark Matter Shrine favors the team in second. It favors US North. They're going to be able to take the cut here. Whoever's in first really needs to make sure they make it, or really needs to make sure that they're able to hold on to a tough spot. But they end up bumping Tetrox off. Um, and Ops has
Big
golden
golden
here.
as well. A lot of players taking cut in the mid spots, so we'll see if any of them can get all the way into first.
Yeah, Ops definitely going to be in first. It looks like James actually just sniped Locky out on the other path there. So it's still a 2-3-4 for US North, but Ops is going to be holding down first. He does trail him out. A little bit of lag there for sure on James's screen, but Ops might be able to run away with this, especially if he lands a back on the cut or something like that. It might be hard for US North to catch up.
Oh, he goes for the back on the landing. I don't know if I like that. I know it's
Yeah,
a little uncomfortable sometimes to back and take that cut at the same time, but you really have a good opportunity to mess up the other team, especially if you just throw like a random dangerous green back somewhere. And I think
for
he
sure.
has two or three US North players behind him, so he should be
Yeah, yeah.
trying to make them fail here with some backspans, just like that one.
For sure. I mean, if you look at the minimap, this top four break is insane. One of US North actually just fell off. I think that was Jazz. Um, but still, it's still a top three break. Ops still miraculously holding down first, able to fend all three of them off. Um, but maybe we'll see a back green here onto James.
Yeah, we'll
It's a
see if he does something different this lap. There's green on the side, and yeah, James is going to go around and take the safe cut, and they call it so that Ops lands directly on the cut, so he's going to be totally fine. And this lead
TSing
is
third.
finally going to be like secure for the first time. He's had people breathing down his neck all race. Now it's looking like he's going to be safe as long as there's no blue.
We see one of US North taking the cut on the minimap, actually. So James is still pretty close. He's in striking distance. Could land a snipe. Could see like a last-second TS on him. Maybe if US North get a shock. They are in 10th. Good back
Oh,
green,
he
though, from
double backs on
Ops.
the ramp and gets him.
Yeah, very well played.
And he's going
Maybe
to
a
go
trick
for a
snipe
trick
here.
snipe or some kind of fib. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Did he
But I think
get
that the
him?
gap is just so big. Somebody's getting hit. That might have been. Maybe we'll see
The
better
US
from this
North member.
perspective.
I think it's a 1-3 for APC there. And, oh, the trick snipe landed. Hard. I
They're going to
don't know
gain a
why
spot off it.
Texrock's just in cruise control there. I don't really know what that was. You had like about a 2-second lead on Locky and somehow lost him with that fib. But good run from from Ops there, and good double back onto James. James was really the only one in striking distance, pretty close to to first place, but good double back and kind of secured himself first there, honestly. And well played race from him. And good shock from
He had a tough
APC
job
again.
up there. Because if he messed up something right, like early on, especially when there was like 3 players behind him,
Mhm.
U.S. North could have ran away with that and gotten top 3. So really important to hold it down.
Yeah, and it's a +3 race for APC. They got 1-4 and 10-point match. It's really close halfway through. We'll have to see if they can spiral, get some snowball potential here. But it's anybody's game at this point, right? There's still half of the war left, and it's only 10-point difference. So
Yeah. I mean, this is about as tight as it could be. And I think that they did a good job, you know, balancing out the teams. I know that there was some decisions that had to be made about how to split up the U.S. into regions to make it fair, and I think the tournament organizers or the staff or whoever did it did a very good job with that. And also, I'd say a good job running the tournament too. It ran very smoothly. It didn't take too long. You know, we had a
for
good
sure.
good range of teams here competing, and gotta hats off to the people who made it all happen.
For sure. Yeah, I know. I guess we are on the staffing team if you think about it, but
I didn't
very
do anything.
well, very, very,
I'm
very well ran. Very well ran. No team dropped any matches. Every match was played. Every match was close. The teams were divvied up very well. So, hats off to JC and the other Custom Track Cup members that ran the tournament. You got to give them their props. And Ops somehow keeping first. I cannot believe that actually. 2-3 is such a strong starting position on this track. Maybe got a bump off on Brody or something like that. We do see Brody shrimming up though, so he's gonna be back in first. Maybe we'll see a snipe attempt, but it looks like he's gonna play safe because US North are currently occupying 1-3-4.
Yeah, all blue lines around him. So yeah, name of the game: just don't get hit right here. Check both ways because he's gonna get sandwiched. He's got to make sure he doesn't get sniped or backed. There's some really good nanos coming out
Yeah,
from the
great
U.S.
snipe
North
from
players
Jazz.
behind him. Yeah, and he gets rid of his protection. He's got to get around this wall. I think he'll be okay.
He should be fine. Getting a shrimp a little bit like too late. If he got at the box earlier, it would have been great. He would have been able to shrimp into first, but it's still a 2-3. Green coming out from Jas there, but unable to connect. Brody still running away with it in first. Drafting your teammate there, a little bit risky. Might see a bump here too. Um,
Yeah, they got to figure out who's going ahead. Looks like
yeah, yeah.
Ops is gonna concede a little bit.
And
So Brody's still holding it down in first, but yeah, this track does have a couple big cuts. It didn't always used to. I remember back in the day, it was that one ramp cut, and then the ending cut didn't used to exist. And now
yeah,
it actually works really differently. Feel like triple shrooms is like the
the
ideal
golden
item.
pole. Yeah.
Yeah,
The holy grail of items. We did see Locky take the cut into second though, and we did see Ops pull a mega in fourth. He's gonna go for the stop mega here, but he's actually gonna hit the zapper and get sent back to normal size.
yeah,
So
not too consequential. It would have been really nice to actually get that mega off to kind of secure the 2v4. None of them taking cut though. in 2-4. So US North with a chance to go into top two. Jas looking to hit one or two people with this Mega, or at least just try to get into second. And he takes one down, but then gets hit. Lockie doing a good job
Yeah, I wonder if that
keeping the
was
spot.
Locky's or if like maybe like a back rating from Brody or something like that. And first, I wasn't able to see. I would
Yeah, not
imagine it
sure.
was Locky, but red in third here just can't get a TC really. It looks like one of the baggers definitely has shock at the moment. They're kind of hounding each other. It looks like it's a star with the shock APC. Um,
Going
we do
forwards
see
with it,
US.
just trying to stay safe.
Yeah, back red comes out, unable to connect.
I mean, is there a chance that they could TS first and play for first here?
Good
Or
back green. You can make the cut small, so they won't use it early, and they'll probably just play for 2-3-4. I'd have to imagine. Maybe a shock red. We could see a shock red, but I don't see a world where they TS here. I don't think they have time to catch him.
I think Op should have hit that box, but it's not really going to matter. We'll see. Tektrox right here, trying to make a play. We'll see.
Oh my god. Actually beats him. Well played from Tektrox, actually. Tektrox going wide on the last turn, like going really, really far left to make sure that that Ops is ahead of him on his screen. So unable to get the red, like honestly really well played there from Tektrox. I don't know if that was on purpose, but if it was, that was almost as clean as you can get with getting third there. 1-3 for US North, and pretty good race considering I think it was an APC shock bowl, right? So uh, not bad at all. We see a 1-3-6-8, barely losing. I think that's a -1. Sorry, it's a +1 for US North, so they're only down 9 now. Um, and yeah, I'm still surprised that Ops was able to hold first there at the beginning. Only because Brody got a shroom was he able to break into first.
Yeah,
Maybe
usually don't see that.
Yeah, maybe an indicator that US North were holding blue, because Brody ran for 3 laps without a blue, right? So maybe someone like James, who we didn't see as much of that race, was just holding blue in the back. I think that's pretty likely, to be honest.
And usually
So
when you see one team in first and also holding the blue, it creates a one of the even races like we've been seeing, right? Because you have one player that's pretty much guaranteed to win and one player that's pretty much guaranteed to lose. Um, and that's partially why it's been so close. I mean, we're back within single digits right now. We got 5 races to go. Still anyone's game, like you said. So much to play for right here. It's gonna come down to the wire.
and we see US North picking Flying Kingdom. Brody is the only player, to my knowledge, that goes for the bomb box on that track, which could be massive, could be a race-changing play, but it doesn't look like it ends up picking Flying Kingdom anyways. It's going to be Ribbon Road, but I wouldn't be surprised if they repick Flying Kingdom later on in the war. It's definitely a track they would like to play. You'd have to imagine. Um, Brody burning out in first, actually. And Musty drafting up, so it's going to be an early first for APC.
Both teams using their items right away. We already saw, I guess, 3 dodges being used now. Normally, I would expect somebody to be trying to hold something for a long time and dodge up. Tektrox is getting bullied right here by the
Poor
oh my god, what's
guy.
that guy's name? The
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 Mecha Koopa?
Clanker. Yeah, that's
The
I couldn't remember
That's
his
crazy.
freaking name.
We see Star slightly in 10th in the bagging battle. Probably just going to chain this POW. Gets a golden 6th. Honestly, the best pull he could have gotten. That's a really good pull. Forces Brody into his Mega early. And Ops is probably just going to be able to golden all the way up here, taking both the cuts here. I think they are current. Oh, a blue play.
Oh,
And
barely got out of the way of his teammate in time. That was almost bad.
yeah, that was a great blue, though. I mean, it killed 2 of APC, right? Both of them slowed down there. One of them got blued. Only Ops is still here. It's a 1-4 for US North. Snipe coming out. Doesn't hit.
Oh,
Oh
he's
my
got to avoid
god.
his own Nana now, and he does.
Making it hard on himself. Holy. But I think it's a 1-3 for US North now. I only had 0.1 to see the mirror button when he looked back, but maybe a fib red. That looks like he's going to be able to break it on the wall anyways. 2-3 for APC at the moment. Jas holding down first. I think Krusty might have shock in 9th, actually. Um, gonna see a power red here.
That looks
Very
like it
good power
should
red.
connect. Oh, it broke on the
Oh,
wall, I guess. That's unfortunate. That looked like it was going to work for sure. Brody dodging in a mega in a really high spot. Pretty much going to secure a victory there. James coming up as well, so US North with a chance to get a good race. I like the Nana attempt there from Ops, but it misses. So US North with a lot of the control right now.
goes
See,
for
he
the
goes for
cut.
the cut. Oh, he's going to
Makes
barely
it.
make it, but the blue is right there. He avoids the
Oh
blue,
my
and he's going to continue to
god.
take cut.
That
Wow,
was
Ops is looking like a trapeze artist right now, the way he's flying around.
actually
And he's gonna
insane.
hold
Like,
on to first, I think. And he
good
gets the back green
backgreen.
as well. Jazz is gonna
Oh
lose some
my.
spots. APC with a big race somehow.
Top 2-4. Oh my. I cannot believe how well he handled that. I would have definitely been off the track. That was actually insane. The making the
I
cut
mean,
barely,
yeah,
going wide, dodging the blue, and then hop dodging, and then backing a green wide on the last turn to take him out. Like, holy massive play there. That's actually insane.
yeah,
Um,
the audacity to try that cut in that spot. Like he did not have a lot of margin for error right there.
especially with the Nana on the ramp too. Like, actually insane stuff there. I cannot believe he did that. That was actually really impressive.
Yeah,
um,
top two,
and
four, seven. Wow.
and that should have
APC
been a
back in
U.S.
the
North win,
lead.
right? Like that was a U.S. North race to
Yeah, it
win.
was looking bad.
I
I mean, he
think.
had no business getting first right there. Even if the blue came out, they were still gonna get, they had another player there to get first. I think it was a Jazz, but then Jazz got backed as well. So yeah, just
Yeah,
a massive swing. What a play.
and I don't know what happened to James. I think James might have failed the cut that Ops had taken. Because James was right next to him. Maybe he got bumped off. I don't know exactly what happened to James, but it was a top 2-4 for U.S. North. So getting a top 2-4 from US North, and only a blue came out, and then APC got top 2-4, right? So something else must have happened there. I wasn't able to see um, exactly, but uh, insanely well played from Ops. I mean, that's a World Cup deciding lap 3, right? Like, how much better can you play that? Really, like, pretty much played that like to the best of his abilities, um, and clutching first and backing second, like an insane play. We see GU Village getting picked out. This is a very strong running track, and US North are going to need to make a move very early on if they want to secure any frontal presence, because it's very easy to land a couple backs and just completely break away on this track. Um, so
Yeah.
this beginning will be very decisive. Brody drafting up though. I think Ops allowed the draft there, or maybe he drafted off second. I don't know. It was bottom path though. Lockie gonna be
Yeah,
able to get
still
into
going to be
first.
scrapping it out. Brody taking that right path should be just an elbow ahead for US North. They've got pretty good spots right now. I think it's 1, 3, 4. Musty trying to get up there. Maybe APC holding first still. Could be big. It's hard to tell. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. I
I
think
believe
Brody's
it's
down to
Lockie in
second.
first. Uh, U.S. North's bagger just fell off with Bill, so Star is gone in 10th. Um, not what you want to see for U.S. North, um, but we'll have to see how this plays out. James looks like he's in the back there with Tech Trucks. We got a 1-4. Gonna opt to chain this Shroom. Um, only pulls a blooper though, not very good.
Yeah, it looks like
Something,
Lucky backed somebody up there, I think. Hard to tell. Tech
yeah,
Trucks here with the triple greens. I mean, there's just so much happening around the front. So hard
oh
to establish a good spot for either team right now.
yeah, and Tech Trucks throwing away his greens and random greening. Oh, Lucky might maybe a troll from U.S. North there, bumping Locky into the wall. I think we might have seen a troll. I don't think Locky would hit the wall by himself. Um,
I would hope I would hope not, but it's going to leave US North in a much better position than they were before. Like you said, first is really important on this track with all the back spams. If you can just hit one person, especially on lap 3, that could end their race.
mhm. It's important to note that APC do have the shock, so Tech Trucks is going to have to predict some sort of shock. Maybe a first set. He's stopping because he knows it might come out, but pretty lame attempt. I mean, he didn't star either of them, and now APC are just going to be able to call him out, right? Like, Lucky's just going to
Yeah,
dodge.
that's what they do. They dodge 2 players, and he's going to get bombed as well. I think I'm not sure if he was going for a stop star or if maybe he was just trying to frame dodge with them. But either way, APC looking very good right now after that dodge.
Yeah, getting them into top two. They need to throw a blue here if they want to take them out. Um, or maybe some like crazy snipe or something. But we do see a back green not able to connect on anybody.
Yeah, still going for double backs, trying to get every scrap of points that they can.
And it looks like it's a top two four, maybe a top three,
And the
a
build
top
dodge at the last
four,
second.
top four from APC, I believe.
Absolutely huge race for APC. They're going to be way up. I don't know if it was a top four or maybe something close, but in the last GP of the World Cup, they're going to be way ahead.
Yeah, they're going to be up over 50 points now, with 3 races left. So
Wow, absolute scenes right now.
and there still might be, sorry. Um, and it looks like there is going to be a penalty on US North. So um, another
Yeah.
-5 just to add insult to injury. Getting getting a penalty and then getting top 3-5 or whatever is not what you want to see. It can't get that much worse, to be honest. So plus 47 for APC, plus 52 including the penalty, which will be added on shortly, I'm sure, once we get a POV. Um,
Yeah, US North needs a miracle right now. They've been looking solid throughout, but they have never been in a situation quite as dire as this. You know, they're within mathematical distance pretty comfortably, but 47 points in 3 races is a tall order, and they have just been getting kind of outclassed. Bagging battle has been great for Star. Frontal presence has been great for APC through and through. We've seen Locky and Ops making some really good plays up there in the front, so we'll
mhm.
see. And
We
this
also
is a
just see,
really volatile track though, so maybe that's what they need.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they need a track like Riverside at this kind of at this point in the war. Triple
That's such
shrooms
a
in
good
fourth.
pull.
Good
Oh!
bomb though, massive bomb, absolutely massive bomb. We do see 2 of US North taking the cut though, so they're gonna be top 2 still. Top 2, 4, 5. APC bottom 3. It looks like Krusty is in 10th, which is exactly what you want to see. Um, Maybe we'll see a back right here from Tektrox or some schlagging or maybe just chaining for a single shroom here.
Mhm. Gas not trailing in first. Could be another shroom or two up there.
Uh, Krusty failing? I think Star is now in 10th. I don't know how that's even possible. We do see a back red.
Yeah,
I
US
don't.
North just took cut in first, so they're gonna hold it down for at least the remainder of this lap. But again, still hard to ever be far enough ahead to be, uncatchable. Ops
Barely
doing a
avoiding
nice
his
golden
teammates.
strat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very well played from Ops. US North still 1-3 though. Brody maybe can green him here. I don't even know if he would even opt to, right? Like maybe just get a 3rd place box or something. Oh, maybe a blue? I
See.
think blue might have skipped Spiral.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. So Ops in first for now, but I mean, it's not gonna last. Somebody is gonna be passing him. It's hard to say who. I like the attempt there on the Brody. It looks like Brody's, what, is he trailing a fib or something? Techtrox
Yeah,
Mega's
looks
very early, and they dodge him. Is he gonna be able to make it across? He's not!
he's
Oh, that's so unfortunate. And Ops got a shroom from that box. He's gonna be in a great spot too. James gets first for free. Brody's coming up as well, so it's probably gonna be at least top two for US North. It's gonna be a start for their comeback, but with Tektrox being way in the back now, it's gonna be really hard for them to actually,
yeah,
make a dent in this lead.
and it looks like it's actually second for MHS. So yeah, only a 1-3 for US North, and Tektrox can just not afford to dodge off. Like I don't know.
Yeah, is there a way to survive that once you get stuck in the mud like that? Could he have like done like a weird
Uh,
like
you
TF
can
input? I'd
you can like angle to the right and then
and like yank it over.
and then left trick. That's the only way to
Yeah.
make it over.
Huh.
It's like it's hard. I don't blame him for not being able to do that, but shock is coming, right? So um maybe either Tektrox has to be the one to call it, or he just has to go around knowing that shock is coming, you know? So,
Yeah, I mean, that's brutal.
um, yeah, 1-3, not what you want to see, especially with a shock on Riverside. Like, normally it is so much like stronger. A shock on Riverside is normally, the difference between like getting a losing race and getting like a top three or something like that. But they only got a 1-3 bottom two. And they're running out of time. There's there's 2 races left and they're down 46. So um it's now or never, right? Like US North need a big race. They need it now. It's minus 46 and the penalty is actually being added, so it's minus 51 with 2 races left. And yeah, as I said, there's no time left. There's only 2 races. They basically need a top three or even a top four here. They need like a top 3-6 at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Um,
And that changes the way that APC can start to play. They can start to have one guy be, incredibly selfish and have the rest of the team just kind of cater to them, As long as they get
yeah,
one guy to break away, one guy to dodge for free, that's all they need to secure a first place in the first ever Custom Track World Cup. And they are
yeah,
so
and I mean,
close.
APC know that, right? They're going to be playing safe. They're going to be, if one of their players is in a star or bill, they're going to dodge them. They're going to hold those blues. They're going to be schlagging. They don't need big races. They need to lose the races by less than 25 to win the war. So uh, they can play
Yeah.
incredibly safe. It's almost impossible to catch up 50 points when one of the team is playing super safe. If they're on their A game, I don't think US North stands a chance, and it might be over after this race on Autumn Leaves Way. Um, we'll have to see. Tektrox doesn't get a box. You almost need to. You need to get shrooms. The cuts save a little bit too much time. See, triple greens come out. Would have liked to see Tektrox slow down, maybe get a 4th place box, but gonna get a fib in 3rd instead. Maybe he'll try and snipe him. Maybe I'll just put a fib in Lucky's face. Doesn't hit him. We see Jas goldening up. We see Brody goldening up. They're going to be top 2. We see Star and 10th, though. US North need the shock this race. Krusty's not even close either. Krusty's way in 9th. He's just going to have to chain for it
Star's
in
gonna
9th.
have some good chances to go for it in 10th right now. It looks like he
He might already
abandoned the
have it.
item set. Yeah,
Like,
and he's going away. Either he already has it or he's convinced the other bagger already has it. But chances are, uh, APC have shock already secured.
yeah, I mean, he definitely already has it. Tektrox is holding Bill.
Yeah,
That's rough to see. We might see a shock right here, actually. It's possible. Get these guys after set. Oh, or shock them both into set. I mean, it doesn't really matter for Brody, but we were just talking about this, how, if they see one of their players in dodges, they might just call it. They might call it early. Star knows that Krusty doesn't know how to get back, so they used an early one, and he's just going to be chaining boxes in 10th for the rest of the race now. I think
yeah,
Krusty needs to...
big weakness right there. Krusty's gonna be stuck in 9th all race, and he's giving up on trying to make it back. Gonna be spamming boxes in 9th with the odds
Yeah.
against him. So we're much more
Oh,
likely to see APC pulling another shock with first place already secured. And if they play their cards right, that could be just enough to win it. There's gonna be a blue though for US North, which is pretty big.
yeah. I don't fully understand why US North would opt to pick this track if their bagger doesn't know how to bag it. Maybe some miscommunication there or something, maybe not enough talking in between the races. And since it is race 35, they're kind of just picking like the last string tracks, but it's an APC top 3, and you would have to imagine that Star is holding shock, right? So we either need to see everybody golden up, everybody take the cuts, or some blues, or
Yeah, we'll
Brody
see
makes
what
a
they
big
do.
play. Like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure they need... We do see a
They
shock come
TS
out.
Tektrox, and no one in the back. Well, one person dodged. It's hard to see. It looks like that was Locky and Bill. So I don't think anyone's really going to be catching all the way up to the front. APC have the majority of the top spots. They don't need everything. They just need a little bit this race to secure the World Cup win. And it looks like right now they're 2, 3, 4, 5, one straightaway away from being the champions of the world.
Yeah, and I mean, this solidifies it, right? They're going to be up 60 points into the last race. Great showing from them. And in the first ever Custom Track World Cup, Asia takes it home. Um, US North just not able to convert there. And yeah, I mean, not much you can say. I mean, pretty dominant, right? They're winning the war by 60. And Ops 120ing match one. And he's on 107 after 11 in this war, too. So I would argue for sure that Ops is the MVP, right? I mean, for these matches in general, we've seen his POV, we've seen these massive plays, we've seen huge scores over 200, like 200 points over 2 matches, um, and almost like leaving US North in the dust, really. I mean, nobody even came close to Ops in all these wars. Um, and I would say
It's
just
been
overall
great.
the MVP, like,
And he's been putting in work too, right? He's not just skating by, skirting like scoring points easily by like running or dodging up. Like he's earned a lot of the success so far from what I've seen. So very impressive stuff. It's a well-deserved win for Asia and the other surrounding Pacific countries, um, which it's a little weird to see like a big group of countries together winning it, but like you can't take away from the performance that these guys have put in.
yeah, I mean the performance they've had is phenomenal, and I favored Krusty in the bagging battle before this BO3 started, and it's pretty much been a one-man show in Star. I mean, it seems like he's been 10th almost every single race, and he's gotten almost every shock. Match two was fairly even, but um, match match one and three, I would say Star pretty much dominated. It was very dominant performance, and playing Mushroom Peaks as the last race, um, maybe a little bit of a victory lap. You know, they already won, so they're just they're just having fun with it, picking a track where they can't get trolled. Um, but I mean, good draft though. He's gonna get into first off that. He's gonna fail
See ya.
instantly.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great story to see for the game. Just, you know, to see that
Oh,
how is he
that was
alive?
hard.
I've
That was
never seen that in
hard.
my life.
That was crazy. I mean, that is totally up Ops' alley, right? I mean, we've seen such crazy plays from him all World Cup, and especially in these grand finals today. And I mean, that's just, I don't know, that's totally Ops coded right there. Getting like getting a low trick into a double trick on the mushrooms and TFing over the bean corner. I didn't even know you could do that. So I'm learning
Yeah, it
things
looks like
right now.
they're all running. These guys are having fun with it now.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you do, right? You were the one seeded team. You didn't lose all World Cup. The only match you dropped was match two of Grand Finals, and it was still fairly close into the last race. I think they only won by like 20 points or something like that. And then just two dominating performances in match one and match three. Uh, Hitting this Nana off though. I mean,
Have these guys been scrimming a lot? Like, did they do like a lot of like preparation before the tournament? Do you know?
I don't think so. I think it's mostly just been like lounge events and that sort of thing. And even then, I would argue it's probably only Ops or sorry, Locky and MHS if I had to guess. But I mean, they're just well-rounded players. I think since they used the same LU all World Cup, they just kind of know what works and what doesn't when it comes to like team play and whatever. Um, and I mean, for the most part, I think they played really well as a team. Like no massive mistakes, as we see Tech Drops failing to cut. But I think it's just like I don't know. I think they just played well as a team. Maybe they're like good friends. I'm not entirely sure what the dynamic is between them. I know at least Locky and MHS and Ops talk to each other. I'm not sure what the story is with Valkyrie, but um, great stuff from them. I'm like pretty. I mean, I'm sure they're pretty content. I'm sure they're pretty happy with this performance. Maybe not that performance, but
Yeah,
the
we've
rest
seen
of the
so
World
many
Cup.
people fall off. This race has been really funny. Yeah,
It's
I
good that
mean,
this race doesn't matter. You know, like
yeah, this is a bad look for them, but yeah, it is the victory lap. And it is you know, sometimes that's what it's about. It's, can you show up and can you perform, you know? And we've seen yeah, some very impressive stuff from these guys. And I wonder you know, if we would expect to see this team stick together for future events or if they're going to kind of split off and go their separate ways as far as custom track clan wars and leagues and other things like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine next year when World Cup gets ran, if APC is still a thing, then I'm sure they would run it back with the same squad. I don't see why not. I don't see why you would change your, like, your winning formula, the Golden Goose. Also, he almost made that. That was kind of crazy. But like, I don't see why you would change anything if it works so well. And I think, like, as for like wars, I think Locky and MHS at the bare minimum, maybe even Ops are going to be playing with each other in CTD1 this season. So um, I could be wrong on the Ops part, but for sure the other two. But maybe they might have to pick up Ops after his dominating performance today. I mean, he played really well, so maybe
Stock is high
maybe I'll
right
have to
now.
pick up Ops. Like
Yeah.
maybe we could see a
Maybe
60
I'll have to
Ops
pick up
next season.
Ops.
Yeah. Maybe we'll all have to pick up Ops.
Stop Ops.
Yeah, there you go. That has a good ring to it.
Yeah.
Um,
And we're waiting on the line. Wow, that's gonna be it. It's official. Asia Pacific Custom Track World Cup champions.
Yeah, I mean, great stuff from them. Good showing. Very interesting wars today. Good stuff from US North. They just weren't able to convert it. But I mean, APC just completely dominant in the regular season. And I would argue dominant in these wars too. Not surprised to see them winning. And we see Ops with a 117. He MVP'd at least match 1 and match 3. I wasn't too sure about match 3. I'd have to double check. But
I think Brody was match 2, but I mean,
yeah,
still,
MHS as well.
he is he's the top dog right now.
Yeah, I mean, Ops getting 340 points in this grand finals over the 3 matches. So
Yeah, that's
averaging
crazy.
over a 110, which is just insane. I think we might get an interview going.
Yeah, I hope so. I want to hear what these guys have to say.
Yeah, and have some pressing questions for them and how they're feeling after this performance. So I think we're.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, I'm sure that there's massive celebrations happening in the streets of all the Asian Pacific countries.
Yeah.
Millions pour out into the plaza in Vanuatu to celebrate their heroes.
For sure.
That was a poll, Vanuatu, by the way. I don't even think that there's
that
a million
was
people in
pretty
there.
impressive. Yeah.
All right, here they are.
Yo.
What's good?
Yo, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much.
You guys don't sound very excited. You just won the World Cup, man.
No, we're very happy.
We're happy. We're happy.
How does it feel to be the best team in the world? How's it feel?
Ooh, is Slick here? Because Slick knows the answer.
Yeah. Slick knows.
Where's Slick, bro?
He hasn't
been in the server for 10 minutes as a member.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Poor guy.
What do you think he would say if he were here?
We just started screaming.
You just start screaming. Yeah.
He'd be screaming.
Something about the team getting electric.
Yep.
Electric.
Did you guys have any doubt that you'd win after such a strong group stage?
Nah, not really. I thought
obviously
we were all quite confident.
Got into it.
Yeah,
we're pretty confident. Got into it. Like we played this lineup the entire World Cup, so like the chemistry.
And we've been playing together before as well.
Yeah. I definitely think that was an advantage for us, the chem, because we've all played with each other. But
yeah, for sure. I was saying you guys were friends before the World Cup even started, and then going undefeated in the bracket stage, and then getting a bye straight to semifinals, beating them in semifinals, making it to finals, and then beating them by match 1 or beating them by 70 match 1. I want to get a little bit like understanding of your guys' mental after your second match in the grand finals here, because you guys hadn't lost up until that point. So I just wondered what was going through your heads after finally dropping a match 2 there.
No, we were chilling. Like we were so fine. Yeah. We knew we were gonna win. We were like, yeah, that's fine. Just making it interesting for the cast. No, we're gonna win.
Nah, you win some, you lose some. Like Happens.
Didn't really affect us losing match 2 at all. It's like mostly
Yeah.
track picks are the issue for us. I can't lie. Like we have to ask for fucking track picks.
And I was streaming for ICB privately, and oh my god, I can't play when I stream. It's so bad. And I turned that shit off midway through the match 3.
You MVP match 2 though. Like
I played bad. I didn't play good at all. It doesn't matter. It's horrible.
I'd like
It's good to be humble.
Yeah. I'd like I'd like to know a little bit, Ops. We had your POV up on the cast, and you had some insane plays that match. I was really impressed actually, especially on that GBA Ribbon Road ending. Like I couldn't believe my eyes. I just wanted because before the match started, you know, I had a Locky and MHS as the 2 best players, but I mean, you showed out today. You had a crazy performance. So I just kind of want to know, like how did you do it? Do you want to point to your teammates? Do you think your teammates helped you? Do you think you were just locked in? Do you think you know?
It's a variety of factors. I think I just turn up for the big moment usually. That's how it goes. But yeah, you know, just get my head down, fucking win races and everything. It's all good. That's the mentality.
Were you guys nervous at all for the grand finals?
Nah, not really.
I say we were nervous. Like it was obviously like some nerves, but it wasn't like nerves that would really affect us.
I think it's the fact that we've been playing together for so long. It just felt like another match or another best of 3.
Yeah.
Have you guys played a lot of best of 3s before? Like I was thinking that maybe you would be a little uncomfortable having to pick tracks you would normally usually play, but it seemed like you guys were much better off in the later stages. Is this a situation you've been in a lot of times for?
Yeah, I'd say most of us have played a lot of playoffs.
Yeah,
my records in BO3 is low-key horrid. I can't lie.
Yeah, they have experience chaining 5 lounge events in a row, so they're good.
We're all bums.
Yeah. Star, I wanted to ask you specifically, like, going into the BO3, I had a crusty favorite over you ever so slightly, but I would say you completely dominated today. I mean, you were 10th pretty much every race. Every time I looked at the minimap, it's like, oh, yeah, the Daisy's in 10th, you know, and I don't know, like, how did you do it? Like, what was your key? Like, have you been practicing? Like, or am I just unfamiliar with your game? Like, it was pretty impressive.
Practicing a bit recently since I started bagging for the World Cup again.
He's the GOAT, that's what it is. He's the best bagger on the fucking planet. Like, there's no question.
Bro, he's been our bagger for like 2 years now. Like, holy shit.
Slick will let you know.
Yeah, we played with Star so much. This guy always clutches for us. Like,
yeah,
genuinely, man.
Yeah, I was clearly untapped because pretty pretty surprising to see you. I don't know, just get every shock. It seemed like US North had never even had a chance. I mean, there was a couple races like where it's just like 2 shocks like in a row. It's like, how do you even do it? Like, are we that far in 10th?
Yeah.
Like,
it's just he gives up like quite a bit easily, so I was just able to like maintain 10, or just didn't know like some strat we need to progress backwards, such as like Autumn Lee's Way, for example. He was a bit stuck on that one.
No, it was pretty impressive. I was not expecting that. It was pretty clean from you.
Yeah, thanks.
Torp, do you have any questions? Anything
you
want to ask these guys?
Anything you want to say to the fans, or I don't know, to the people? Any shout outs?
Shout out Slick, obviously.
Yeah. Who's the one who organized the thing, the tournament?
JC, I believe.
Shout out to JC then.
Yeah, JC is doing so much for the CT community. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I was saying before you guys joined that not a single match didn't get played in the bracket stage. I mean, even the teams that didn't do as well, like, still got all of their matches played. Like, it's pretty impressive that like the hype around the World Cup and kind of just like CTs in general as of recently, ever since like Custom Track Cup was like a thing, that I don't know, people just seem like eager to play. It's pretty cool. Like,
I feel like JC is hella passionate as well about CTs in general. So like having him leading is just a recipe for success. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You guys have to watch out for us in D1, by the way. Melo's telling me to say that. So yeah, watch out.
What's your guys' LU for ICB? Like
me, Locky, Melo, Ops, and Star.
Fuck, I was gonna pick up Ops after his performance today. I was like, you know, like I think I gotta steal him. You know,
6-1.
Yeah.
Nah. I'm loyal to my team, bro. I can't.
D1's gonna be really good next season with like Salt setting up. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah. It's mostly
watch
right?
out.
Just,
we will be watching out for sure.
Watch. Yeah, I'll be super jaw dropped when I see that SOP drops the league because they don't want to play anymore.
No chance. I'll play and we'll lose every match by 150 if we have
Where's the
to.
confidence, bro? You need to be confident.
Dude, I'm so washed. This isn't about me. This isn't about me.
Yeah. Okay, I guess like do you guys have any like concluding statements or any comments that you guys want to make? You know, you got 100 viewers watching you guys right now win the World Cup. How does it feel
Shout out
to win?
to the US North for a good match.
Yeah, the match was
well.
really good. It was close to most of it.
Yeah, they were
all
pretty
of the
entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a good team. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun tournament.
Yeah, we had fun. Yeah, like
It's good to hear.
nothing else really to say. To be honest,
Let's do it again another time. How about that?
Yeah, 100%. Next week, same time
Well,
next week.
Next week. I guess I have one more question. Well, if World Cup 2025 happens, will you guys run it back?
For sure.
Probably, yeah.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Nathan and Ryan want us to play on England, but who knows? Like,
Who knows? We'll see what happens.
exactly.
You have the winning formula. Why would you change it? Like,
For real.
Depends if you want to play again, like if we're not pissed and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
we'd probably run it back same 5.
yeah, I guess
Yeah,
next week actually is 2026, so we could run back World Cup.
Oh yeah,
if you
true.
guys
Yeah.
want. I guess that's pretty much all we have to say then. But congratulations for winning, and
And thank
yeah,
you for the
good-
cast as well.
Yeah,
very
thank
much.
you very much.
Thanks for the cast, by the way. Yeah.
It's good to see how two good casters cast as well.
Yeah.
Aw.
that's so sweet.
Stop.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
congrats, guys.
Congrats,
Thanks.
and thanks for
Thanks.
interviewing.
Take care. Happy New Year, you guys. Go enjoy
You
it.
too.
You too.
All right, and then finally, thanks everybody for watching the cast. We're gonna end it here, but congratulations again to Asia Pacific for winning the World Cup, and thanks for JC for putting on the tournament. It was very successful. It was a lot of fun. Every team enjoyed it. And thank you, Masako, for stream hosting. He's the guy behind the scenes, switching the POVs, getting all the all the graphics set up. So thank you to him as well. Yeah, I think that's all we have for today. So,
Yes, sir. Thanks for watching.